Getting ready to kick off. We were talking about that offense. They're led by Blake Thelen. And he has completed 64% of his passes, 223 yards a game. He has thrown an incredible 28 touchdowns with only 7 interceptions on the year. Then, of course, Lander Smith in the backfield. Lander's 1,119 yards on the ground. He hasn't seen the third quarter in over a month, so he's going to be chomping to keep this thing rolling today.
Don't worry, folks. He's still in good shape.
Across the 15 on the return, 20 spinning out to the 24 with a big hit, and Carroll College will start things off out near the 24-yard line. So again, this is certainly one of those where you don't need to prepare either team much for this ball game.
Chase Thompson there, return, a decent looking return, but return man did a little spin and ran right into Chase Thompson, number 24 there, squared him up and put him on his back.
So again, thanks for joining us here on Digger Vision. We are ready to roll. Game day brought to us by the Montana Army National Guard. We'll talk to Major Kevin Diggins coming up at the half. First down and 10. One back. 2 receivers tight lefts. Prka is going to throw left. He's going to swing it out to Ochoa. Ochoa across the 30. Good speed. Lost his cleats at the 34. Otherwise, he had first down yardage. He's going to drop about 2 yards shy.
Yeah, good looking play to start the show here. A little swing route out of Ochoa, out of a bunch set. Just hat on hat, little lead blocking. This is the first question I had for defensive coach Cody Torgerson last night. Do we have Carson Ochoa accounted for? Because he is an excellent tight end.
Second down and 2 here for the Saints. Receiver in motion. Prka out of the shotgun, pressure coming, going to air it up left side, caught out at the 40-yard line with the catch is Akulschin. The redshirt junior out of Gig Harbor, Washington pulls in his 42nd catch of the year.
Yeah, just a little throw and catch, did motion with Akulschin, little 8-yard square out, and Angel Sanchez out there at that boundary corner. Just, he's staying on top of it. Angel will continue throughout a game to kind of learn and grow, and he's tough to consistently complete balls in front of.
First down and 10 here for the Saints. One back, 2 receivers. They're going to get it to Akulschin here on the screen on the outside. He's across the 40 to the 43-yard line. It's going to be a pickup of 4.
Decent job, but a nice blocking that, but nice job by Peyton Gonzer, the near side safety here, getting off the hash mark, working downhill, and getting into Akulschin's legs.
Continuing to work the boundaries here. Second down and 6 for Carroll.
As beat up as Carroll's been throughout the year, Akulschin stayed healthy throughout the season.
3 receivers, 1 back. Tech puts 4 on the defensive front. Prka play action, wants to throw, and he will drop it off to Ochoa. Boy, I thought we might get a hold as Tech players got wrangled in the back.
Yeah, Tech got a little offensive game or a defensive game going there. Some kind of a twist up front, brought a little pressure. Carroll yet to try and run the ball. Pretty hard play action that time. And good job by Prka. Recognized it, got a little pressure, and just released the ball to the tight end, maybe for a 1-yard gain, but at least he didn't eat yards.
Third down, and we'll say 5 officially. You see the scores in the Frontier Conference across the bottom here. Third down and 5. 1 back. Pressure coming. They'll only rush 3. Prka has time. He's going to air it up on the left side. Big hit delivered, but caught at the 30-yard line. Going up and getting that one is going to be Garrett Stone. Stone, the sophomore out of Great Falls High School, will move the chains all the way down inside the Montana Tech 30-yard line.
Yeah, he came free. Montana Tech brought pressure. Looked like they had man across the board. That was just a blown man assignment, I think.
1 back, 4 receivers. Prka's going to roll the pocket right. Pressure coming. Prka, rifle pass, and he'll hit his man at the 25-yard line. Is coming back and making the catch as well. That's going to be Stone again. That's going to be a gain of 4.
That's not a good sign. Montana Tech outside linebacker, who is just an outstanding player, has had a great year. Matt Wickham limped off the field that time. He was pressed up against Stone there, and maybe on his break, he tweaked something. He's limping pretty hard down there, and so you'll probably see Kovic come into the game to replace him, another guy that can play this game of football.
Second down and 6 here for the Saints. Whitcomb going over to the training table. Prka keeps it. He's across the 20 down to the 18. Good run that time by the quarterback as he'll pack it up.
You're okay there. You're Montana Tech. Prka takes off and runs the ball and picks up a first down, sure. But when a quarterback does that, or when a receiver catches the ball in zone coverage, you get massive, massive amounts of helmets to the ball and discourage them from wanting to do it again.
Saints up to the line of scrimmage here. First down and 10 inside the 20-yard line. Montana Tech brings 4 up to the defensive front. Long snap count here for Prka. And he'll hand it off to his tailback. A big gap across the 10 down to the 7-yard line. Yeah, nice run that time up the middle.
That's Rickman. You'll see him at tight end. You'll see him in the backfield. He's been carrying the ball quite a bit with the injuries at the running back position for this Carroll offense. And Rickman's kind of a switch army knife for this offense, especially in the last 3 or 4 games. Really good athlete. 6'1", 230-pounder out of Salem, Oregon.
So up to the line of scrimmage quickly, Carroll College. One back, and he will get the ball, and he's going to get blown up. He'll lose half a yard, maybe a full yard, as getting stacked up that time again was Rickman, and Montana Tech had heavy pressure in the backfield.
I think that's Kovic coming in there. You know, he ran in place of Whitcomb, who walked off with some kind of a leg injury, and Kovic's just been playing great football. Helena High product, just Helena High or Helena Capital. I can't remember, but Helena, regardless.
Third down and 1.
I talked to their defensive coordinator last night, introduced myself, and talked a lot about Whitcomb, and he said, how about his replacement? And I said, yeah, might be the second best defender on this team.
I formation, handoff directly up the middle. That's going to be first down yardage as with the carry. Let's see who comes off the bottom of the pile here, but did get first down yardage. Going to bring up first and goal here for the Saints. Opening drive. Frontier Conference action. Carroll number 23 in the country. Montana Tech number 8 in the country.
Carroll starts the game off with a half a dozen pass plays, and now down inside the red zone, sticks to the run game, and I didn't see who got that carry.
I had a 32. I don't have a 32 on the roster they sent me from Carroll. I do have a 31 and Bryson Bailey are running back. Not sure if that's him or not. We'll take a look. So first and goal from the 8-yard line. Man in motion. And they play action. Prka trying to get away. Pressure coming. He'll air it up deep into the end zone, and that's going to be incomplete.
Pretty lucky if you're Carroll College. Carson Ochoa could have got an offensive pass interference penalty.
Let's see if we can get a look at it.
Yeah.
Jason, can you get us a look at that again, brother?
Ball's up there for a long time, and was that Angel Sanchez?
I think so, in the corner.
Yeah, Whitcomb runs back onto the field, which is a good sign. Still a little bit of a limp, but boy, he wants to get back on that field.
So into the corner. Oh, yeah, that's,
Peyton Gonzer in coverage there.
A little significant shove. Second and goal. Thank you, gentlemen. One back, 2 receivers right here for Prka. And handoff up the middle, across the 5 down to the 4-yard line as LaFurge gets his first carry of the ball game. And that'll bring up third and goal from the 3.
Middle linebacker. Cole Wyatt getting in there for the tackle. How about the game he had against Northern? What do you have? 20-some tackles.
21.
Yeah, 21 tackles. We talked it was going to be a big day for him, just with that quarterback under center and that little dive option pitch game that they were running. But he was a busy man a week ago. Third and goal, I should say, from the 4-yard line.
Carroll is 45% on third downs on the year. Prka has time. A drag across the middle. Caught. Touchdown, Carroll College. As he'll get it into the hands of Akulschin, and Akulschin will get across the goal line.
Yeah, if you get the time to throw it and you're in man coverage down there, it's just tough to cover anybody, especially someone that's as experienced as Chris Akulschin. Crossing the football field right at the goal line, that's just tough for anybody to run with that long. Good job of protection by Carroll College, and Prka was able to stay patient, wait for that crossing route.
So the kicking unit is in here for the Saints. They score on their opening possession. Has a good drive, honestly, taking over 6 minutes off the clock. And the kick is up. The kick is through. Carroll College grabs the early lead, ladies and gentlemen, as the Saints up over the Digs, 7-0 with 8:33 left to play in the opening quarter. Frontier Conference action here on Digger Vision, brought to us by the Montana Army National Guard. We'll take a break. We're back here right after this. Back here once again at the campus of Montana Tech as Carroll College getting ready to kick it off. Game day brought to us by the Montana Army National Guard. Kickoff End over end. The return will start at the 9-yard line coming this way. Levi Torgerson. Torgerson trying to find a gap. Still on his feet. He's out to the 21. So a return to the 21-yard line, and Montana Tech's offense will take over there. Blake Thelen completing 64% of his passes. He's averaging 223 yards a game, 28 touchdowns through the air. Of course, Wyatt Alexander, his main target. Wyatt has 33 catches for 755 yards and 8 scores. Logan Kennedy at tight end has 29 catches for 431 yards and 4 scores. And then, of course, your tailback, none other than Durr's Lander Smith, 196 carries, 1,119 yards, 18 scores for Lander Smith as of right now.
Carroll in an odd front, 3-man surface, 3-4 defense. We'll see.
Thelen goes right. Pass completes, and that's going to be a gain of about 5 here for the Digs. Quick out.
Good play to start this game. Just a stick route, just a stop route, set 5 yards downfield. Throw and catch to the wide side. That's a big boy's throw. And Thelen, it was a quick pass and everything, but it's nice to see Thelen early in a game throw on balance, and that's what he did there.
Just to fill you in a little bit, Carroll College ran 20, what are we looking at here? Took 6-12 off the clock, 25 plays. And they ended in a touchdown. Handoff going to go to Lander Smith straight ahead. He's out to the 30-yard line, so that's going to bring up 3rd down and 1 here for the Orediggers.
Yeah, line judge has him marked right at about the 20-yard line. At this point, it's
29.
3rd and 1 or 3rd and 2. That's a big difference. And we'll see what Montana Tech comes up here on 3rd and short.
3rd and 2 for the Digs. They currently convert 55% of their 3rd downs. They not only lead the Frontier Conference, but they lead the nation in that mark.
Carroll walks up to a bear front, 5-man front.
One back, man in motion is Parker Johnston. And they're going to run the pitch in front, turning it upfield. Trying to get there is Logan Kennedy, and Kennedy's going to come up short.
He's going to get
knee down at the 30.
He's going to get really close, and he's right. He got tackled, but he wasn't down and was able to lurch forward and pick up another yard, but they're going to mark him 1 yard short.
So you'll see him turn the corner here as they go in low. He's not touching there. To the football and the forearm touch. And the Orediger offense stays out there right now. 4th down and 1.
Once again, you're going to get all 5 offensive linemen covered here.
Play clock down to 5.
5-man front.
Man in motion, Logan Kennedy. And they are going to snap it. Hand off to Lander Smith. Smith straight ahead. He's out to the 34-yard line. A fresh set of downs for Montana Tech. The Digs convert 82% on 4th down.
I've never been afraid to weigh in on those situations, but that was a tough one. You noticed I laid off it because I'm not down there calling plays with that offense and Lander Smith in the backfield. I mean, he's a game changer and a good job up front. They got the yards needed and then some, and a good momentum builder for this offense early in this series.
First and 10, from the 34-yard line. One back at home here. Lander Smith. You see Kennedy in motion here on the near side. Showing blitz, handoff, play action. They'll drop it off over the top as Levi Torgerson trying to find a gap. He's out to the 37-yard line. And that's going to be a gain of 4 for Levi. Levi came into this ball game. That is his 28th catch on the year, 408 yards receiving with 6 touchdowns. That's only a part of the facet that is Levi Torgerson with the incredible kick returns. He has 2 kicks returned for touchdowns, and just everything he does has been a game changer for Montana Tech.
Good job defensively for Carroll. Bodie Smith getting out there, and along with Montana State Bobcat transfer Eli Abey there at the Mike linebacker, getting across the line, across the field and getting Torgerson out of bounds.
2nd down and 7. Torgerson in motion, split backs. Handoff going to go to the big man, Lander Smith, out to the 44-yard line.
It's Bodie Smith coming up and meeting him again, but it's going to be really close here. The line judge up there, they're going to move them sticks.
Yep, they move the chains, so a fresh set of downs. Lander Smith with the carry.
You can talk about toughness, speed, strength, and all that stuff, those qualities in a good running back. But Lander Smith's vision is second to none. He really sees daylight, and he doesn't always run to daylight. I mean, sometimes he just appears to get worn out, and he's going to find a helmet to just absolutely staple. But he's got great peripheral vision running the football and can see daylight as good as anybody.
1st down and 10 here for the Digs. They'll pitch it out. Trying to turn it upfield is Renner. Renner in at tailback. Renner across the 50 down to the 47-yard line. Boy, nice. Renner has just had a tremendous year this year.
Nice looking play. That toss deep in the backfield, but allowed that offensive front to stretch that zone blocking out there and getting helmets and hats upfield. Front guys staying on their feet. They really spread the field and allowed Renner to see the cutback angles that he needs on outside zone, and they exposed it really well.
Nearly first down yardage for Ethan Renner. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd down and 1.
Yeah, I don't know what Montana Tech will, if they'll maybe take a shot here, but I don't think you get cute here. I think it's just Lander Smith inside zone.
Kennedy in motion for the digs. And Logan, handoff is going to go to the big man. Landers down to the 36-yard line. Landers is going to pick up 11, and that'll move the chains for Montana Tech. Another TDS first down.
These guys are fired up front. You know, they did big 4th down conversion on their own 30-yard line, right? I mean, it's those are the kind of things that, you know, the message is sent from the sideline to that offensive front. We're trusting you here, guys. This is a bad area of the field to be doing this. Just that confidence has these guys pretty jacked up in the subsequent plays.
First down and 10. Logan Kennedy in motion again. Play action. Looking to throw. Thelen in trouble. Gets away from one. Thelen gets rid of it. He airs it up, and it's going to be intercepted at the 23-yard line. Picked off down the field on the other side and going out of bounds at the 40. And Blake Thelen is on the ground.
Yeah, he took a shot there, man, made a huge mistake. He had a blitz man coverage across the field, and he just had trouble finding an open receiver. And that time, Cameron Pruitt, the linebacker, 200-pound redshirt senior out of Boise, Idaho, was able to flag that ball down, return it out close to the 40-yard line.
So the interception will go to the Saints of Carroll College. As we look at the field, we see the Montana Tech men's basketball team coming out. They got a huge win last night, and just a talented group. They won their 3rd straight Frontier Conference regular season championship and 3rd straight Frontier Conference tournament championship a year ago. And they are going to look to continue that here this year as just an incredible group at an awesome year last year.
Let's see if we can get a replay of that and see what maybe happened to Blake Thelen after he released that ball. He was under a ton of pressure.
So again, the Montana Tech men's basketball team being honored here. 3:01 left to play here in this opening quarter. Again, thanks for joining us here as we make our way through the evening. We'll keep you updated on scores. You see at the bottom down there, Simpson and Arizona. Simpson leading Arizona Christian. Here you go. Here's our replay. Basket. Thanks, Jason. Blitz coming on the outside. Gets away from one, and then a sea of white jerseys is there. He hoists it, and boy, he just gets hammered as he lets go of that thing.
Yeah. Looked like a set of 3 helmets on top of him, and he landed on another Carroll defender that was already on the ground. So
Blake Thelen gets up under his own power, walking gingerly here to the sideline with the trainer and head coach Kyle Sampson.
Let's see what they're tending to. It's tough to tell. You know, he's got an arm across his body, so what's that tell you a lot of times? Maybe a shoulder, maybe an arm, but yeah, he looks pretty shaken up. We'll see who may be down here taking snaps. You know, the first thought would be Cade Wyatt there, the backup senior quarterback, and you know, a couple guys hanging back there, Jarrett Wilson and Jake Casagrande as well. But yeah, we'll see what kind of tending to he gets on the sideline here.
3:01 left to play here in this opening quarter. This is only the 2nd possession. Actually, this will be the 3rd possession of the first quarter, excuse me, as Carroll College gets the interception. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I've been waiting to see if they're going to get Wyatt warmed up here on the sidelines or what we might see. Blake Thelen down with the trainer.
He's got his helmet on. He's sitting there talking to Blake. Ready to go. You don't have to worry about one of the Wyatt brothers being ready to go.
They are always going to be ready. I just can't say enough good about how good of people the Wyatt brothers are. 1st and 10. The coaching staff still doing everything in their power to try and get Cade to come back next year. 1st down and 10 here for the Saints. They're going to run screen here to Akulschin, and it gets blown up.
Great job by Jaden Downs here. He beat the block. He's getting a head-up face block out of the wide receiver there. And he beat that block, and then getting out into the alley. In for Matt Wickham right now was Kovic. Kovic, you heard me talk earlier. This kid can play football. He is outstanding. Outstanding, and he is a backup to Matt Wickham.
2nd down and 13 here for the Saints. Crowd getting loud here in the opening quarter. Saints leading 7-0. Prka out of the shotgun. 1 back, 3 receivers. Play action. Prka looking to throw. Steps around a defender. Finds this man in the open, down in the flat. Turning it upfield, 45-50. First down yardage and a whole lot more down the left sideline as he gets it off to Archie LaFurge. And LaFurge will barrel downfield. And let's see where they mark him here.
Yeah, it was a good move out there. LaFurge ran through an arm tackle there at about his own 40-yard line, and then there wasn't another body for another 15 yards that he had to contend with.
Down to the Montana Tech 42-yard line. So LaFurge with a big catch. That's his 2nd catch here of the afternoon. Quickly to the line of scrimmage come the Saints. 1st down and 10. 1 back, 3 receivers. Man in motion. And Prka, play action, wants to throw. Stands in the pocket, delivers, crossing route out to the 40, or rather the 38-yard line as that pass goes into the hands of Ochoa. Ochoa will get 4.
And that's McNeil. He was on the far side hash mark, just waiting for that crossing route. He got on top of it. Granted, you're going to get that ball completed in front of McNeil, but the important thing is there. Once that ball's caught, get up there and make a tackle.
2nd down and 6 here for the Saints. 1 back, 3 receivers. Out of the shotgun, Prka with a long snap count. Handoff to LaFurge. LaFurge finds a little bit of a gap. He'll pick up 2 positive yards as he'll push down to the 36-yard line of Montana Tech. Prka right now is thrown for 76 yards and a score. He's 10 of 11 through the air.
Wyatt DeVos getting down the line of scrimmage there, making the tackle. Carroll's gone hard play action. They've passed the ball, of course, more than they've ran it here today, but it seems like most of the pass plays are hard play action. That Prka's heads down, ball's in the belly of the running back for all of a second. They're really making this Montana Tech defense play on its heels.
3rd down and 5. Prka dropping back, pocket holds, he steps up. Now he's in trouble. Perka's going to get sacked. Prka will go down at the 41-yard line. That's a loss of 5.
First one there was DeVos, and then polished off that time by Anthony Oakes, and a good job by that Montana Tech defense. And then you got to be careful here. Carroll's leaving their offense on the field, up 7-0. With what's at stake for Carroll College right here at the 41-yard line, I don't expect anything here but a hard count if they come out.
We have 1 quarter in the books as Carroll College leading Montana Tech 7-0 as we have Frontier Conference action here at Bob Green Field, brought to us by the Montana National Guard. Thanks for joining us on a Saturday afternoon. We'll take a break. We're back right after this. Hey, we're back here once again at the campus of Montana Tech as Chancellor Les Cook being honored as Chancellor Cook has announced his retirement. He'll get us to the end of this school year, and then he'll go into the sunset, if you will, as Chancellor Cook going to retire. And just a great run by Chancellor Cook. Certainly has done an incredible amount of good, and I know that the search committee for the next chancellor has been hard at work, so we'll see how far away we are from possibly announcing his replacement as we make our way through the winter months.
Boy, lots gone on up here in his fairly short tenure.
Truly.
Chancellor of this place.
He really has done a great job. Certainly has a very significant leaning towards the students. He really believes in the student experience, the student life. And we've seen a real drastic change in that on the Montana Tech campus in his time. So 4th down and 9. Carroll. We're awaiting the go-ahead here. We get the whistle. And the punting unit comes in here for the Saints. Montana Tech, 1 guy back at the 8-yard line. Snap is a good one. Sideways kick, bounces at the 3, and it will get into the end zone.
Good read that time by Levi Torgerson, standing down there about 5-yard line. Good read on that ball, and allowed it. Good bluff down there, and allowed it to roll into the end zone. Montana Tech will get started out on the 20.
You and I were chatting there during the break. We were watching Cade Wyatt and Blake Thelen play catch. We weren't sure who exactly was warming up who, so I guess we'll find out. We have a media timeout on the field, ladies and gentlemen. So with that, we will take a break. Carroll College leading 7-0 here over Montana Tech. Just getting the second quarter underway. We're back here right after this. Back here once again on your screen, you see the Montana Tech track and field team from a year ago. As the Montana Tech track and field team, the women won their third straight track and field title in the Frontier Conference. The men won their second title straight in this past year, and just a tremendous accomplishment for those kids and for that coaching staff. As, the women's program has been in existence for 3 years. They've won it every year. The men's program has been in existence for 2 years, and they've won it both their 2 years.
No pressure, Coach Merrifield.
No, not at all. And he'll officially take over in like 2 weeks. First down and 10 here for Montana Tech. Out of the shotgun, it is Thelen. So they're going to run back screen as Wyatt Alexander across the 30 to the 31. That's a gain of 11.
Good recognition by Alexander. Just tunnel screen to the wide side. Thelen does a nice job, looked really comfortable there, after taking that hard hit and on his interception. But good throw and catch. And Alexander, I like what Alexander did there. He looked, get upfield, saw a lot of white jerseys, just smelled the sticks, laid down 1 yard past them, get a first down.
First down and 10 here for the Digs. One back, and Logan Kennedy goes in motion. They're going to go heavy up front. Handoff going to go to Landers. Landers cuts back, has a little bit of a lane, puts his head down. He's across the 35, pushes his way out to the 38-yard line. Landers Smith, ladies and gentlemen.
What's this? Yeah, this is a good defense. This is a huge run on first down. You get yourself in 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4. This is good stuff. But again, showing that vision, cut back, lower his shoulder, go, eat yards and get them in manageable situations.
Arcade Construction instant replay here on Digger Vision. 2nd down and 4. One receiver wide left, 2 to the right, 1 back at home. Carroll showing blitz. We'll see if they back out here or not, as Blake Thelen will change the play at the line of scrimmage. Just underway here in the second quarter. Carroll up 7-0.
Carroll's bringing a lot of different looks to them up front.
2nd and 4. Thelen, late blitz coming. Thelen escapes the pocket. Looking to throw, does so downfield. He finds his man Torgerson. Torgerson across the 45, down to the 42-yard line. A big gain for the Digs as they'll pick up 20, and that will move the chains here for Montana Tech.
You hear me talk a lot about, getting a good pass drop, and if you can step up within, right, not try and circle the side, he steps up, attacks the line of scrimmage, so much good happens, because guys got to come out of coverage to take you as a runner. All of a sudden, you're inside slot, Levi Torgerson pops open, wide open, and a big gain for that offense, much needed.
So an injured player down here for the Saints. Thanks for joining us here on a Saturday, the final weekend of Frontier Conference play. The Selection Sunday situation will happen tomorrow. We'll find out.
I'm going to cry.
I know. Don't want it to be over.
It's just getting nice out.
You only say that because there was a lot of food in the tailgate.
Oh, it was a great tailgate. A lot of people here. Really good crowd this late in the year. Stands full, end to end. Nice, really nice crowd in that north end zone. And still a lot of people didn't quite get the kickoff bell out there in the tailgate.
Yeah, there's a few that just must have missed that. So that'll bring up 1st and 10 here for the Digs. After the big reception by Levi Torgerson. He has 2 catches for 23 yards. 1 back at home. Logan Kennedy split wide right. He'll go in motion again. This time, stops off guard left. Handoff going to go to the big man, Landers Smith. He'll pound it ahead for not much. He might get a yard as the defense collapsed on him.
Yeah, I ran out of numbers. I remember 91 from Carroll's defense front. They must have been playing a little bit of a game because nose tackle, and I can't remember his name. I've seen enough games. But I don't know if he was on a game, but I think he kind of looped around and was late to the line of scrimmage, was able to pick up Landers Smith on the slight cutback there on inside zone.
2nd down and 10 here for the Digs. Ball at the Carroll 43-yard line. Thelen out of the shotgun. Wind, as you hear, starting to pick up here at Bob Green. Thelen pump fake. He's going to air it up downfield. Caught. No. Bobbled and dropped at the 15-yard line. Wyatt Alexander got both hands on it. Good coverage downfield.
Kind of an interesting concept defensively for Carroll. I've seen the last 2 or 3 snaps. They're bringing people really late out of the secondary up to, you can call it a blitz, but it's almost like they're coming up to pick up like a secondary look from Blake Thelen. Maybe he wants to leave, pick up a first down, on his feet. But, yeah, they're mixing up coverages. They're bringing guys not just out of the linebacker set, but out of the safety set. Late, really, really late pressure.
3rd down and 10 here for the Digs. 1 back, 3 receivers. Again, Montana Tech, 55% plus on the 3rd downs, and Montana Tech is going to call a timeout. 12:20 left to play here in this first half. Carroll College leading 7-0.
Montana Tech.
We've had a little bit of a chess match like we have come to expect between these two teams. The 130th meeting between Montana Tech and Carroll College dating back to 1920 when the School of Mines welcomed
both teams have moved the ball well here. Carroll stalled on their last offensive series, but Montana Tech, the struggle hasn't been to move the ball. Now, you go back 2 downs to first down. Montana Tech's had everything they wanted, throwing the ball out of play action on first down so far, and then they decided to try and run it. Carroll was all over it. All of a sudden, Montana Tech isn't behind the chains, but, you're looking at 2nd 10. That's the 2nd and 10. That's when life gets really difficult against this Carroll defense. It just does. I mean, you got to kind of stay progressive. I like the action, throwing the ball on first down, and until it's taken away, I think it becomes just an automatic call, some kind of play action out of first down. Now you're looking at 3rd and 10. These are tough spots against this defense because Carroll's showing a big rush here. I don't think they'll bring them all, but they're throwing 0 man across the board.
3rd down and 10. Kennedy goes in motion. Dropping back Thelen. He has time. He's going to air it up. Deep ball. He has a man wide open. Touchdown, Wyatt Alexander. What a throw by Thelen. Great catch by Alexander. And Montana Tech punches it in for 6.
Carroll was all at the line of scrimmage showing 0 man, but they tried to drop guys into coverage, and I think they went 3 deep. I think that was a zone set. You're not getting much
this angle
press here out of the broadside corner here. I don't know if that's Daxon Graham or Larson out there. It's Graham, but Alexander got by him, and a perfect ball. I said it last night at the banquet. I haven't seen anybody in 40 years that throws the ball deep more accurately than Blake Thelen.
So the kicking unit is in for the PAT. Montana Tech looking to tie us up at 7. As Wyatt Alexander hauls in another catch and another touchdown. That is his 9th touchdown on the year, and we're tied at 7. 12:14 left to play here in the first half. With a timeout on the field, we'll take one. We're back here to Bob Green after this. Pardon me while I finish my burrito. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to Bob Green Field as Frontier Conference action. Montana Tech puts on a nice drive. Blake Thelen shows a whole lot of intestinal fortitude with that throw. That pocket was starting to collapse. He holds his own, delivers a tremendous deep ball to Wyatt Alexander, and all of a sudden the complexity of this bad boy changes.
There's great communication up front, right? Because they had 3 detached receivers and 3 guys over them. Everybody else was at the line of scrimmage, so that leaves 8, right? That's great communication, great protection. They ran some guys out of there. They still brought pressure, and but they got Carroll on their heels that time. And good luck staying on top of Wyatt Alexander if you don't have a good head start. And they cut Carroll a little bit with their pants down there. And again, spot on deep pass. You know how I love the deep ball. And Wyatt Alexander's there to run by everybody, snag it, and go into the end zone.
Ryder Baranowski ready to kick it off here for the Digs. Has had a tremendous year for Montana Tech. Wing kind of going from his left to right. Maybe a little bit from behind, but not much, honestly. It's going to push to the east quite a bit. High end over end kick. Fielded right at the 10-yard line on the sidelines. Trying to find some running room across the 25. Now out to the 30 into the 32-yard line. Good return that time by the Saints.
Good job. And Montana Tech had it covered. It was Christian Hansen, the Butte High product, just ended up running right by the returner. I think he thought that the returner didn't have any room to the boundary there. And that time, Bryson Bailey just gave him a little shake and stayed on the boundary side and got by Hansen.
So that'll bring up 1st and 10 here for the Saints. Carroll College with the ball on their 32-yard line. Carroll, as of right now, let's get you updated on some numbers and things here. As a handoff straight ahead across the 35 out to the 36-yard line. It's LaFurge with the carry. Carroll College 6 first downs thus far. They have rushed for 18 yards, and they have thrown for 76 as of right now.
I wouldn't know any more than from word of mouth, but Carroll is beat up a little bit in that offensive front. They got right guards going to left tackle and left guards going to right tackle, and so they're kind of a patchwork here coming into this game.
2nd down and 5 for the Saints. Akulschin goes in motion. Pump fake once, looking for the deep shot. Downfield, it's going to be intercepted. Boy, that was a tremendous play out at safety. Reading that thing like a book, ladies and gentlemen, was Peyton Gonzer.
Oh, did he center field that ball nice or what?
Watch
It
this.
was a bait and switch.
Well, I'm not sure we're going to get the angle here as far as Peyton. He just absolutely baited that throw. Watch him come into your picture, and he is just going the other way. Our Case Construction instant replay, 1st and 10. Montana Tech on the turnover.
That's how you say stay disciplined in zone coverage. Peyton Gonzer just living on that hash mark, not getting fooled on any play action. They pumped the receiver swing to Akulschin there, trying to get some bodies up. Gonzer and the likes didn't bite. They tried to sting him up the sideline, and Gonzer just ate it up.
Turnovers were an issue the first time these two teams played. Blake Thelen out of the shotgun, empty as of right now. Man goes in motion as Torgerson, and we're going to get flags.
I was just going to say, we have not had a flag in this game up to this point, correct?
Yeah, and then you went and opened your mouth. Thank you.
I didn't say it till after the flag was thrown.
Yeah, but you were thinking it. You put it out there, Haskett. Out in the ether it went.
I've been accused of a lot of things, never a powerful brain.
that is something that has never been uttered about either of us. 1st and 15, Montana Tech, as they got started early. Blake Thelen is 6 of 8 for 84 yards and a score. Lander Smith, 6 carries for 29 yards as of right now. Alexander has 3 catches for 60 and 1 touchdown. 1st and 15. Try and take a bite out of that yardage here. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. Wyatt Alexander split wide right. Thelen drops back across the middle, hits Logan Kennedy. Kennedy will get the penalty yards back. Logan Kennedy, the second leading receiver for Montana Tech. That's his 30th of the year.
Carroll's showing a bunch of stuff pre-snap. They're showing a nickel, like almost a nickel or a dime defensive backfield, and a lot of stuff going on at the line of scrimmage. When it's all said and done, you're seeing a ton of defense just drop into a 3-deep coverage, a cover 3, and Montana Tech, I think, is starting to recognize that.
2nd down and 11. Handoff to Lander Smith. Nothing there. Good job by the defensive front that time as they just close every gap. And one of the first off the bottom of the pile was Caden Hansen. That'll bring up 3rd down and 11 for the Digs. So another long 3rd down here for Montana Tech.
Yeah, and we'll see what Tech gets out of this. 3rd and 11. I think if they get more than half of it here on 3rd down, I think you're going to see a 4th down attempt.
Agreed. 3 receivers, 1 back here. Thielen, long snap count, now looks to the sideline.
Yeah, I don't know if you make any assumptions here on 3rd and long. It looks like Carroll may stay in umbrella, but, I've seen this look already before, and when it's all said and done, it's 3-deep coverage.
Logan Kennedy in motion. Thelen looking right the whole way. Pass is complete. Wyatt Alexander dives across the 40. That's going to bring up 4th down and 2 here for the Diggers.
I think you're going to see him go for it. At least leave the offense on the field and attempt to draw Carroll offside. But I think they've got something locked and loaded here for 4th and 2. It's going to be a long 2. But I think they've got something on that call sheet for this situation right here down inside the 40-yard line.
This possession started on the turnover. And they'll change out some personnel into the ball game for the Digs. Nick Michelotti will, looks like, go over to the far side of the field. Actually, he'll start in the backfield. A full house look here for Blake Thelen. 4th down and 2. Now they'll go into motion. Thelen Puts his tail back on his right hip. Handoff, play action. Thelen going to air it up. Pass complete to Logan Kennedy. Kennedy down the sidelines to the 26-yard line. First down, Montana Tech.
A lot going on there. They start full house backfield. Now, granted, one of those guys, Nick Michelotti, in the backfield as a receiver. As a defense, you expect a shift, right? They're going to shift to something, but then they get you on a little zone play action, boot the other way, get Logan Kennedy leaking out into the flat. Boy, that's just a lot to account for and cover.
First down and 10 here for the Digs. Full house backfield once again. 2 receivers left. And they do shift once again. And Landers will get the carry. Landers off tackle right across the 25, rumbling down to the 20-yard line. Should be very close to first down yardage for none other than Landers Smith.
Yeah, you almost in that situation don't want to see those sticks move. Get them down at the 20-yard line, right at the opening gate to the Case IH red zone on 2nd and short. And what, are you glad I finally mentioned
Look
it?
at you. That was impressive. That's all. First and 10.
Unless my reads are in front of me in black and white, I never get to them.
I'm incredibly impressed. That's all. First and 10, Montana Tech. Again, heavy formation up front. Landers Smith in the backfield. Landers fights his way forward, and he is down to the 15. Probably just shy of the 15.
Good piece. A lot going on there. Carroll College down in the red zone waiting for Montana Tech to run the ball and to pick up 4 positive yards there on first downs. A victory for that offense.
7:34 left to play here in the first half. Let's take a look at the scores here. I see them up. Move your big head, will you?
Which one?
Southern Oregon up over the College of Idaho. Northern leading Rocky in the 3rd. And Western and Eastern, I assume, probably just about ready to get started, right?
This ain't a slight on Rocky, but come on, Northern, go get a win.
No joke. And Landers Smith trying to find something. Whoa, he got here. He didn't drop the penalty flag. One of the Carroll defenders grabbed one of the offensive linemen from, I think it was Pierce, grabbed him by the bottom of his helmet. And watch this. Yeah. Watch the outside. So as Landers goes in, it's number 15 going to the left of your screen. He grabs him by the helmet.
Yeah, that's Erlandy. And he is ornery. I mean, he's been playing really good football, but, yeah, he's a bad humor guy. He's... Let's just say he's aggressive.
3rd down and 5 here for Montana Tech inside the Case IH red zone. Blake Thelen has Landers Smith. Logan Kennedy goes in motion, stays in the backfield. And actually, it's running it out of the Wildcat as Wyatt pounds it down very close to first down yardage. Going to be just shy, I think.
Another big decision here offensively for Montana Tech. They're going to be inside
Points.
1 yard line, or 1 yard for... on 4th down here, I'd expect that offense to stay on the field.
Yep, Landers will come in.
I'm just going to say it's getting a little chippy out there, Paul.
Just a little bit. Yeah, this is one of those fires that doesn't need a whole lot of fuel on it, you know? Again, thanks for joining us here on Digger Vision. Paul Panisco, Ron Haskett, Barrett, Jason, Pat, and our entire crew doing an incredible job as always.
You got
4th down and short.
You got to hit quick here.
Handoff, Landers bounces left. Landers inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line.
Such good vision. I'm going to say it until you punch me in the mouth. That is so good. That's play side on the inside zone to the right. He saw the quick cut back. Carroll got a little penetration, but he saw it early, and the quick cut back here to daylight is just good stuff.
Montana Tech is already 3 of 3 on 4th downs today as they get deeper inside that Case IH red zone. 1st and goal from the 5. Kennedy in motion. Hand off to Landers. Landers fights his way, still pushing the pile. He's down at the 2, so a pickup of 3. And you're going to take that as that was just a wall of white and purple that he ran into.
I don't think you're just going to take that. I don't think you're going to see anything else out of this offense. Now, you may see shifts, you may see motions, you may see a lot of things, but I think you're going to see someone in the backfield with Smith, and I think it's going to be him left, him right, or him up the middle.
2nd and goal from the 2. Smith the back. I believe Pierce in motion. Handoff. Landers waltzes in for the score. Landers Smith gets the touchdown, and the big man will get his 19th score of the year As he'll tie Nolan Saraceni, I believe, for third all-time for touchdowns in a season.
Yeah, tip of the cap to his quarterback, who was banged up hard on that couple series ago, and to get his treatment on the sideline and come out and lead his team. He's fired up, Blake, because this is as fired up as I've seen Blake Thelen in my life.
So the kicking unit is in. Thelen screaming at the crowd here.
It still doesn't look like he sweats during the game.
No, it really doesn't. Kick has plenty of leg, plenty of distance, and we are up by a touchdown. Montana Tech leading 14-7. 4:32 left to play here in the first half. We'll take a quick timeout. We're back here after this. Hey, welcome back here once again as Ordigger football here on Digger Vision. Montana Tech goes up 14-7 as we await the kickoff. Line drive shot will go 3 yards deep, and out the back of the end zone it goes again.
Really nice drive by that Montana Tech offense. Great answer. Just what they needed, right?
That is the case.
You're looking at, not doom, but Blake Thielen's banged up on the sideline, and to come out, get him back on the field, make big completions, make big runs, own the line of scrimmage, and get down there and score 6. That's good stuff.
Montana Tech on that drive. 11 plays, 47 yards, almost 7 minutes of time. That is certainly one as we look at this. There have not been too many series, honestly. Hand off to the tailback. LaFurge across the 25 out to the 27-yard line. Actually, they'll give him forward progress nearly to the 29. Far better forward progress than, honestly, I think I saw from up here.
Making the tackle, 4-yard gain, but yeah, just stay sound here defensively. See if you can force a punt and get the ball back and maybe get another 3 or 7 points on the board before half.
Second down and 7. One back, 3 receivers for the Saints. Play action, Prka standing in the pocket. He has time, airs it up downfield one-on-one, and it looks like Angel Sanchez got a hand on that.
He's in great position the whole time.
My goodness. Sanchez does such a great job out at corner.
Got to visit with Angel last night for a while. He is just a technically sound defensive cornerback. He's just a position guy. He knows how to stay close to a receiver, but in proper position. He's always on that upfield shoulder, playing everything downhill. Just exceptional coverage.
Third down and 7 here for the Saints.
And the kids love him. He's just a favorite.
3rd and 7. 2 receivers each way here for Prka. Montana Tech brings 3 up to the defensive front. Crowd is loud here in the mining city. Showing blitz. Here it comes. Prka flush to his right. Prka in trouble. He's just going to throw this one to the sideline.
That's Wyatt getting up there.
Huge.
They showed just a complete layback, a 3-man surface at the snap of the ball. Here comes Whitcomb. Here comes Wyatt. And Carroll didn't have Wyatt accounted for. Prka was just never set. 3:41 left to play here in the first half. The punting unit will come in for the Saints.
No foul for intentional ground.
And the Ordigger offense will get another go. Montana Tech has run 26 offensive plays for 174 yards. Carroll 22 plays for 103 as of right now. Between the 2 quarterbacks, there have been 5 incompletions is all. I mean, both
well-played football game so far, but the most impressive thing so far is how Tech settled in defensively.
Short kick. Levi Torgerson steps up the field. At Torgy across the 45. Look at the footwork across midfield. Levi left side, out of bounds at the 45-yard line, then gets hit out of bounds.
Yeah, not going to see a flag, but he did get hit as he crossed.
We had a late flag here deep. And it looks like a little extracurricular here.
Yeah, it looks like Antonio Basterachia is going to get personal foul maybe here, some kind of unnecessary roughness.
The coaches have to be just drilling these guys going, if do not retaliate, because whoever goes second is going to get a flag. So waiting the call from the white hat here. Again, we want to thank the Montana Army National Guard for making today possible, our game sponsor.
After the play was over, personal foul, number 43 of the kicking team. That 15-yard penalty would add at the end of the run. First down, Montana Tech.
Yeah, Montana Tech's got a great opportunity here to just absolutely munch on clock. You've got 27 yards to pay dirt here, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. You can be really deliberate here, especially with the way they've kind of started owning the line of scrimmage here in the second quarter. So, yeah, we'll see what they come out. I'd still like to see them stay aggressive here on first down and maybe do a little play action pass, maybe a soft rollout with Blake Thelen, a dump off into the flat, something along those lines.
Thelen out of the shotgun. Landers Smith in the backfield.
Just going to make Smith's life way easier if they stay aggressive on first down.
Landers, 56 yards on the ground. He'll add some to that here, as that's going to bring up 2nd down and 8. Again, welcome to Military Appreciation Day today. As we honor our veterans and active military members, we're excited to showcase the new ROTC program that is available here at Montana Tech as well. Again, we'll have Major Kevin Diggins come up and join us. I want to say, maybe an 07 graduate from Tech, maybe
that would be about right. I think he came in. I think he was redshirt in my last season, maybe in 2002. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, somewhere in there. 6, 7.
2nd down and 8 here for the Digs. 3 receivers, 1 back at home. Carroll brings 4 up. Pressure coming. They'll blitz with 1 extra. Set up the middle screen, and they have running room. And Kennedy will get down to the 11-yard line. What a well-executed play. They set up screen to Logan Kennedy, and he had a wall of big men out in front of him. Take a look at the replay.
Such a tough play because that thing's faked both sides, right? You got swing left, swing right.
Look at that.
Yeah, usually Thelen will pump both sides, but that's just Y delay or a Y screen right in the middle of the field. And, God, as a defense, that is an absolute headache. I mean, you need pressure on the quarterback right now, and if you don't get it, it's just there's a lot of side-to-side helmets looking out of ear holes, and Kennedy and his offensive mates expose it and pick up a huge first down.
It looked initially like Montana Tech was going to try and get a snap before the 2-minute break, but that will not be the case. Montana Tech leading 14-7. Oh, and we're going to go ahead and keep it here for a minute. We've got Edward Kelly. We're Edward Kelly out on the field. Gentlemen, can we get a camera out here to the V? There we go.
Are we talking Eddie Kelly?
We've got Eddie Kelly is getting his Frontier Conference Distinguished Service Award.
Good for Eddie. And make sure you say Eddie. Nobody knows nobody knows him as Edward.
Well, I mean, he's my father, Edward.
I agree.
Eddie Kelly, who has just done everything in the Frontier Conference. He helps us in the clock over here. Eddie Kelly is just as good of a human being as you're going to find anywhere. And I hope they check to make sure he has a ticket when he comes back up into the stands, because I doubt he did.
I'm trying to think of who's joining him out there today.
So Eddie getting a Frontier Conference Distinguished Service Award. And certainly a big fan of the man out there on the V.
Good old Eddie. Boy, that takes me back 25 years when Eddie's kid played for me up here, Renzi Kelly, and subsequently Casey Kelly. After I was done coaching up here, 2 guys that had a great career or great careers up here, and such a proponent of this city and this college, this program. And also the basketball program, of course. His number 1 son, Brody Kelly, was a stalwart on a couple Hall of Fame teams that have recently been inducted up here. But, yeah, and it's good old Eddie. Now I just know Eddie is a golfer.
Okay. I know Eddie is a guy that's never paid for a ticket in the gym or any facility that I'm in charge of.
Careful, I'll be the next winner of that award.
First down and goal, Montana Tech, as they're inside the Case IH red zone. Carroll College defensively stepping up. 2-minute timeout. So the Digs with 2 timeouts. Carroll has 3. As a TDS first down will get us to this point. 1 back at home. Tight formation up front. Man goes in motion as Torgey. He's going to get the fly motion. Turns it upfield. Spins at the 10. Still on his feet. Torgey's down to the 5.
I tell you what.
He's just incredible.
He's really comfortable in a crowded room. I mean, he's got nothing there. He's got nothing. He's got nothing but white helmets surrounding him, but he's able to grab a little daylight and pick up 6 yards on something that looked like it might lose a couple.
He came over to the sideline, and he and his brother are both kind of shimmying, kind of making fun of the moves he was making on the field. 2nd down and 5 from the 6-yard line. They can get a first down at the 2, actually, so closer to 4. Kennedy in motion. Handoff going to go to Landers. Landers straight ahead. Touchdown, Landers Smith. That is touchdown number 20 for Landers. And Montana Tech goes up 20-7.
Linebacker Cameron Pruitt meets him at the goal line. Oh, boy, what an unfortunate situation to be in. To go high on Landers Smith at the goal line, that's going to end bad.
Luck. Landers rumbles into the end zone for his 20th touchdown this season. And the kicking unit is in for the PAT. Montana Tech leading 20-7.
Great job by Logan Kennedy getting downhill that time and picking off inside linebacker Eli Abey. That's what sprung the daylight right there.
Kicking unit. Kick is up. The kick is through. Montana Tech leading 21-7. Frontier Conference action here on Digger Vision. The Dig's up over the Saints. With the timeout, we'll take a quick one. We're back here after this. Welcome back here once again to the campus of Montana Tech. As the kickoff, the return will start at the 2-yard line. To the left hash mark, out to the 20, spinning to the 22-yard line. With the return again is Bryson Bailey, the freshman out of Tacoma, Washington.
Yeah, nice job. Took on a block that time. Our, how do you say his name? Akike? Kaiki?
Where are you at?
Kaika Ho. Kaika Ho. Backup running back Kaika Ho. Taking on a lead blocker there and still making the tackle. You know, those backup running backs, they get some tough duty late in games, right? But they also make their mark in the special teams, and Ho was there to make a nice tackle.
First
right
down
at
at
22.
1 minute, 10 seconds. Carroll does have all 3 of their timeouts, so plenty to do work here. Prka, 1 back, 3 receivers. Prka, 3-step drop, looking into the sun. He has time, drops one off across the 25-yard line. Pass completes.
I like that out of Montana Tech. Coming here, just a 3-man front, 3-man rush, sitting back in zone coverage. They've got linebackers that are well-versed in the game of football. You look at Wickham and Tell Arthur and Wyatt in there. They understand how to read quarterbacks' eyes.
Pass downfield. Ochoa makes the catch at the 48-yard line. That's a great throw by Prka. And that's going to give the Saints first down yardage as the clock will stop until they get the chain set.
Now you'll start to see Montana Tech. They may even take a timeout, but start to maybe run some games up front.
1st and 10. Blitz coming. Prka flushed out of the pocket in trouble. Airs it up. That one's tipped away. Again, Angel Sanchez in coverage.
You see what I mean about position there.
That's
He's on
incredible.
top of the route. He trusts his fundamentals. He trusts his technique. Gets a good break downhill. Gets his downfield arm across the receiver's body and gets the ball knocked away. It's just so textbook. He's just... I'm not going to say he's robotic because he's far from robotic, but there's just a lot of really conditioned reflex in what he does, and he does it all properly.
2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Pass broken up by Angel Sanchez. 1 back, 4 receivers. Prka dropping back. Crossing route. Pass is caught. Staying in bounds to the Montana Tech 48-yard line with the catch is Holmes.
That's Gonzer just coming. He was far side safety that time. He has to stay on number 2, crossing the field. He comes downhill and just stays on it. You're going to complete it in front of him. But Gonzer's got 1 goal there. Don't miss on the tackle and keep him in bounds.
Carroll College will call their first timeout here of the first half. As I mentioned earlier, Landers Smith has 20 rushing touchdowns. That ties him for 2nd all-time in a season. Do you want to take a guess who he's tied with?
I'll say LaProuse.
Nolan Saraceni in 2015.
Oh, yeah. You went over all this stuff.
Yeah.
If I'd have remembered what you talked about last week. But no.
Who does he have left? One gentleman is above him with 25 rushing touchdowns.
Heater.
Yes.
I remember that.
Don Heater, 1971. So you kind of paid attention in class, but not really?
Well, we had this conversation. My wife will tell you, too. We've had this conversation. I don't necessarily remember it. But
3rd down and 5 here for the Saints. Both teams 2 timeouts. Prka out of the shotgun. 3 receivers rights. Montana Tech showing pressure. And they'll rush 3. Prka stands in the pocket. He's going to air it up downfield. Great catch that time. Down to the 23-yard line. Is going up and snagging it is Garrett Stone. That's a good-looking catch.
They're seeing They're seeing that zone. They're doing a nice job, and Prka's staying patient. You know, the Montana Tech bluffed a little pressure that time, but ended up only rushing 3. Yeah, I don't think you're going to see that here. I think you're going to see some outside pressure or something here, maybe out of the inside with Wyatt.
And Montana Tech will call a timeout.
I think they're going to take a timeout here so they can talk about some pressure.
Montana Tech,
the previous snap before that one, they were able to bring Whitcomb on a dog blitz out there to the wide side of the field, and they pressured the heck out of Prka. That time, the 2 times they've laid back and went with a 3-man rush, Carroll stung them. So I think they're going to want to talk about some kind of man coverage, some kind of a pressure deal.
So is Prka right now. He's 14 of 19, and he's throwing for 73, completing 73% of his passes. He's thrown for 125 yards, 1 touchdown. He has been sacked once and 1 interception thus far. LaFurge has 4 carries for 14 yards. He is the leading rusher for Carroll right now. And receiving-wise, Stone, 3 catches, 49 yards. Ochoa, 5 for 39. And Akulschin has 4 for 10 yards and the score for Carroll College.
I think you're going to see pressure here, but Montana Tech's got to be careful, too. Carroll's got a lot of, I guess they don't have a lot of time. I thought they had more time than that, but you've got to be leery of Prka picking up and running for a first down, so you don't want to get too far upfield here if you're on pressure, staying flattened out, not letting Prka find a seam.
1st and 10 from the 24. Prka in the pocket. He's going to air it up one-on-one into the end zone. Overthrown, incomplete.
Gonzer's playing really well in that secondary, too, here in the first half. He saw him with the interception, made a couple nice plays, and in real good position that time on the corner route, that time being run by Lincoln Holmes. And he was just in good position, but more or less a throwaway for Prka.
2nd and 10 here for Carroll. 3 seconds come off the clock. We need Eddie to start that thing a little faster. Now he's going to get a big head because he has a Frontier Conference Distinguished Service Award. 2nd and 10. 2 receivers right, 1 to the lefts. 1 back at home. Prka, play action to LaFurge. Prka, boy, he gets shoved out of the pocket. He's going to get hammered as he lets it go. And that's going to fall incomplete.
Good job. Yeah, Montana Tech bringing a little pressure that time. That side, that snap from inside linebacker Tell Arthur. Yeah, good job. They had pressure on Prka early, and now Carroll's going to be forced to kick a field goal here. Not an easy proposition on a windy, cold day.
Prince Hall pushed him out of the pockets, and then Tell Arthur hit it off the tee. So a 41-yard attempt from the left hash mark. Wind pretty heavy from right to left, and Tech will ice him proverbially. So 3rd and 10 here for Carroll College. Once again, looking at a 41-yard attempt
30 seconds in length.
from the left hash mark. Very good first half. What were your expectations for the first half, and how close to your expectations has it gone thus far?
Honestly, I expected a close game, right? A lot more offense than I was expecting out of both sides here today. Tech looks really, really tuned up on offense, especially after going through 4 games where, they just annihilated opponents, right? And so you get back into what you'd call, advanced game speed, into a more worthy opponent, right? But Tech is playing like a well-oiled machine offensively, and I like how they've adjusted defensively. The couple times they were stung on this drive, just a 3-man rush and whatnot, but they're pressure packages that I talked to Montel about them last night. He thinks they're going to work, and they are working. When he brings pressure, he is getting pressure on Prka.
So again, a 41-yard attempt from the left hash mark. Wind right to left. Good snap and hold. The kick has plenty of leg, and it goes wide left. So the wind pulls her left, and the kick is no good. We have 1 half in the books. And now we're going to get a flag here.
I don't know what they're looking at here.
I think, did Tech get on the field before the clock hit zeros? Well, no. The coaching staff for Montana Tech pulling them off.
Yeah, head coach Kyle Sampson went and talked to the official that threw the flag.
Here we go. Let's see what we got. Well, now Coach Purcell is going to go talk to the official. Boy, Purcell still talking to the white hat here.
might be talking about procedurally what happens with this flag ending the first half.
There we go from our Whitehead.
The result of the play is the kick is no good. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 19 of Montana Tech. That penalty being enforced on the opening kickoff of the second half. That is the end of the second quarter.
Okay, so Prince Hall was hit with the personal, so that will be on the kickoff.
We had this talk last night, going back to last week. I'll bet you he wants me to call him Prince Nelson after that one.
21-7 our score. Montana Tech with the lead over Carroll College. We're here on Digger Vision. Game day brought to us by the Montana Army National Guard. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a break. We're back here after this. So as the teams come out, Montana Tech will start with the football. Talk about the importance, Haskett, of this opening possession, what it might mean to the complexity of this second half.
Well, you want to go or come out looking like you went in and worked on something at halftime. Most of what they did in the first half was working. The zone running attack, the play action pass. They did sting Carroll with a deep ball. So they've got pretty good momentum offensively. Now, Carroll's kicking off from midfield here. So a couple things here. Kickoff return. Excuse me. You got to watch out for onside kick to start with. See what kind of return. If they do kick it deep, see if Torgerson can maybe fair catch it and get them started at the 25-yard line. But yeah, Montana Tech offensively, you just don't want to come out and lay an egg. I'd like them to see them come out, play action pass right out of the gate. Carroll has not had an answer for their play action pass thus far today. So you'd come out and engage them and say, hey, they go in and talk about this, work on this. But yeah, Tech offensively is playing really well. I'm more curious to see the defensive adjustments Carroll makes.
Low line drive, bouncing. It'll be caught at the 12-yard line. Torgy will slide out to the 20. Safely to the 20-yard line is Levi Torgerson.
Yeah, and then you may wonder why Torgerson slides there. They've got no kind of return set up there. They don't know what to expect out of Carroll kicking from midfield. He just picked up the ball, fielded it cleanly, got what he could get. No real return set up, and going to get that offense started at the 18-yard line.
Well, as Major Diggins brought up, Montana Tech's Army ROTC is proud to be affiliated with the University of Montana Grizzly Battalion, one of the top-ranked programs in the nation, providing students with a robust support network and an engaging ROT experience. First down and 10 here for the Digs. Ball on their 18-yard line officially. Logan Kennedy in motion. Thelen out of the shotgun. Play action, looking to throw. Thelen airs it up, pass complete to Parker Johnston out to the 33-yard line.
Couldn't be happier. Parker Johnston generally is in there on running plays. And as a defense, you notice that. You look at numbers on the field during pass, run, so on and so forth. But Parker Johnston battled injuries throughout his career here at Montana Tech. Big first down, first play coming out of halftime. And he ran to the sideline. He's reaching down underneath his collar. I don't know if he got a stinger underneath those shoulder pads or what. But first down, Tech out over the 30-yard line.
Out to the 33-yard line, 1st and 10, Montana Tech. Two receivers right. Handoff is going to go to Smith. Landers puts the head down, barrels out to the 37-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 4 for the Ore Diggers, bringing him up near 70 yards on the day.
Yeah, he met 3 bodies there and still finished falling forward. He had no help or aid behind him. And you could see Hunter Peck, who's as good a deep front guy as there is in this conference. I think he's on his way to an All-American nod this year, but gave Landers a little message as he was standing up. And see how that's received here in this backfield.
2nd and 5 officially. 2 receivers wide lefts. Landers will get the carry. Landers, good footwork across the 45 out to midfield. Landers, he'll pick up 12. They'll pound the rock on the ground, and Landers Smith will get another first down. And we talk about it every week.
Got a flag in the backfield.
There's a flag back, and this is probably coming backwards. Take a look at the footwork here by Landers Smith. He is a big dude, and just tremendous footwork.
Personal foul, chop block, offense, number 65-71.
Chop block?
15 yards from the previous spot.
Chop block out of an old front guy, so I don't know if... Yeah, I can't even remember the chop block rule, to be honest with you.
You can't go to an angle. You have to go directly ahead.
Yeah, you got to go ahead or out, right? Yeah. You can't chop block from outside in, maybe.
That's the first chop block call I've seen all year, and it doesn't matter. Moving on. 2nd and long here for the Digs. Southern Oregon up over the College of Idaho. Northern beating Rocky. Western up over Eastern in the second quarter. Levi Torgerson in motion. And Landers will get the carry. He's going to try and scoot the edge. He gets hit coming back at the 25-yard line, a gain of 3. Landers Smith hops back up, 3rd down and long here for the Ore Diggers.
Dream shot for Carroll. And you're right, there's no 32 on the roster.
It's Tomasini. Tomasini, who is on our roster as 40, is wearing 32.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, dream shot for him, and it still didn't feel or look like he was real comfortable getting up after hitting Landers Smith.
3rd down and long here for the Digs. Just underway in the 3rd quarter. Montana Tech leading 21-7. 3 receivers, 1 back here for the Digs. Blake Thelen is 12 of 14 for 140 yards. And they're going to keep it on the ground. Landers Smith ahead across the 30, out to the 33-yard line. And a helmet will get thrown off as Logan Kennedy's helmet was removed unceremoniously.
Yeah, they're talking to the officials, trying to get a call here of some sort.
We just had churros delivered.
Like the helmet was peeled off. I didn't really see what was going on back there.
So 4th down, and the punting unit is in here for the Digs. Just underway in this 3rd quarter. There you go.
Yeah, he's going at it there with Hunter Peck.
Got the hand up underneath the grill.
You know, that's
nice job on the replay, Jason.
That's in Tech's defense there, that's unnecessary roughness. I mean, that is what that call should be. You got to have the stones as an official to throw that flag.
So the punting unit is in. Andrew Olmos, who I don't think has punted in. I'm surprised his leg works. It's been so long since the first-team All-American has had to punt for Montana Tech. And that will put the Saints back at the 26. Sorry.
He's a really good punter with very little practice and very little game time practice throughout his tenure here. And I think did he have 1 punt last week? I think. But yeah, you're right. Sure he doesn't. I mean, 2 years ago, he didn't have enough punts to qualify for any kind of a national nod listing or anything like that.
Yeah, all of his numbers were better than anyone else, and he didn't have the minimum to qualify. And he's probably going to be on that cusp this year. 3 receivers, 1 back. Prka hands it off, and LaFurge is taken down after a gain of 1.
Yeah, that's Beller, inside linebacker, Kellen Beller, stepping up, making the play. Yeah, Tech's doing a nice job. That time they were a 4-man front, so eating up more of that line of scrimmage blocking, and Beller came untouched, met LaFurge in the hole, and didn't give an inch.
2nd and 9 here for the Saints. Quickly to the line of scrimmage, Prka. 1 back, 3 receivers. Tech showing pressure from the edges. Prka. 3-step drop. He's looking for the deep ball right side. Passes up. He has a man caught at the 30, 20, 10, into the end zone. Touchdown, Carroll College. Chris Akulschin will take it to the house.
Wow, a rarity. You got Angel Sanchez, someone who's never out of position. I don't know if Angel was maybe sitting on an out route or something, but Akulschin ran right by him, and an absolute perfect ball thrown by Jack Prka there at a key time in this game for the big touchdown.
Yeah, that's big time. Montana Tech led by 2 scores at the half. They had the first possession of the second half. Unable to do anything, and then Carroll tees one up and pound it through. So the kicking unit is in for the PAT. Montana Tech leading 21-13.
Dream start for the second half for Carroll, down 2 scores, coming out into this 3rd quarter, getting a 3-and-out out of Montana Tech, and then a quick score offensively.
And the PAT is up and good. 21-14 our score. Montana Tech up over Carroll College. Some words being exchanged, and we have a timeout on the field, so we'll take one. 21-14, Digs up over the Saints. We're back here to Alumni after this. Hey, welcome back here once again to the campus of Montana Tech. As Carroll College, that's a big-time score out of them. I asked you how important that first drive was for Montana Tech. And a big swing there as the Saints put up a big one, and Montana Tech will get the ball back here, leading by a score.
I'd still like to see clarification on that chop block.
Agreed.
I don't remember the last time I heard one called.
Well, and I know I have heard that there have been several turned into the conference saying that they're not being called. And that's the first one I have remembered seeing called in a while.
Boy, be a nice time for a kickoff return for a touchdown. Number 3 for Levi Torgerson.
End over end. Torgy starts the return at the 10-yard line. Straight up the field. He's out to the 30, out near the 35-yard line. And Montana Tech will start out there as Torgy got tripped up. They'll mark it right just shy of the 35 at the 34. So 1st and 10, Montana Tech at the 34-yard line.
See if Tech stays aggressive here on first down. They opened up that last series. First play of the second half, play action pass. Got Parker Johnston crossing the field. We'll see if they stay aggressive here. I think Carroll's just still expecting them to hand the ball to Landers Smith. So the play action to Landers and rollout type stuff has been working all day. And I'm not kidding you. I don't stop doing it until it's taken away.
1st and 10 here for the Digs. One back, one receiver, split wide right. That's Wyatt Alec. Actually, it's Levi in motion. They fake the handoff to Torgy. Instead, they give it to Landers, and he is tripped up immediately. Back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
Yeah, that's Peck getting down the line of scrimmage. He was the wide side defensive end that time. Quick read on the inside zone off the left side, and he just chased it down from behind.
2nd and 10 here for the Digs. Substitutions. Looks like we'll lose the tight end, bring in another receiver as Pierce comes to the sidelines. 3 receivers, 1 back. Carroll, 4 guys on the front. Now they back off here a little bit. We'll see. 3rd quarter action. Blake Thelen out of the shotgun. He's thrown for 140 yards today. Thelen gets the snap. Late blitz. Up the gut. Levi Torgerson out to the 48-yard line of Carroll College. That is going to be a gain of 16.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck. Carroll brought a little pressure. They had a ton of guys at the line of scrimmage. They brought weak side inside backer, but stayed in zone. Torgerson exposed it. Thelen delivered.
Another TDS first down here for the Digs at the Carroll College 48-yard line. Levi Torgerson, catch number 3 on the day. Sun trying to fight through the clouds here. Thelen, man in motion. As Kennedy stops off tackle left. Play action, wants to throw. Thelen now steps up. He has running room. He'll slide at the 45 and then takes multiple hits. So we have a couple different flags out here.
Flag in the backfield. I don't know if they got Logan Kennedy for holding out here. He looked to be in pretty good position.
And Thelen very slow to get up here for Montana Tech. Here, take a look at the replay, see if we can spot the hold.
Is this unnecessary roughness? Will this be a post-whistle foul?
So as he goes down, boy, I wouldn't be surprised if we might get a targeting look here.
I was going to say, I'm not so sure that there's...
As Melhoff.
Even as much as, him being hit as he was sliding, but both crowns were dropped.
Yeah, exactly.
They were dropped helmet to helmet.
The officials talking it over. Again, remember, we do have a replay tent here in the Frontier Conference this year. I think it's been utilized a lot more than I kind of expected it to be honest.
Yeah, Kennedy's... fired up, he's a 5th, 6th-year senior or whatever he is. He realizes, I think they got him for a hold out here. He does not agree with the call. And smart play by Pierce walking, grabbing him, then walking him back before he does any further damage.
There are 2 fouls in the play. Both will be enforced. Holding, number 80, offense. 10 yards in the previous spot. Then we have a dead ball, personal foul, number 16 of the defense. 15 yards, automatic first down.
Yeah, he's Orlandi's an aggressive, good player, don't get me wrong, but he really walks the line of kind of unnecessary stuff. I've watched these guys play all year. I've watched a ton of their replays, and he really walks that line between a little bit of cheap shottish versus aggressive play.
Take a look at the replay here again. See if we've got a better angle here from our end zone. As Thelen goes down. So the personal foul wasn't on.
They got the wrong guy, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well, it should have been 21. It should have been Swetland, I think, is the one who dropped his helmet. Yeah, that would explain Orlandi running off the field with his hands out saying, I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, he wasn't
on the play.
He wasn't there. First and 10 now at the Carroll 41-yard line. They enforce both penalties, the holding first and then the personal foul. Handoff to Lander Smith down to the 35-yard line.
Six-man surface, a lot of guys at the line of scrimmage. That's a good gain on first down. That's just inside zone, right up the gut. And a nice push up front, left side of that offensive front.
A gain of 5 for the Digs. Lander Smith now up to 84 yards on the day. That's his 20th carry. Far and away the most carries he has had in several weeks.
Since September, maybe.
Truly. Second down and 5. Tight formation. Pierce is split wide left here. Actually, no, it's Kennedy. I apologize. Kennedy going to go in motion. Handoff going to go to Landers again. Landers turns it upfield. Nice spin move. He's inside the 30, down to the 29. Another great run as Landers Smith going to get 6 and move the chains. Another TDS first down, Montana Tech.
I haven't noticed a ton of that. I don't know if he's been in there, but Tell Arthur was at one of the H-backs that time. Number 14 here on offense, playing both sides of the ball. They don't have 2 number 14s listed, so I have to believe that's Tell.
It is. So up to the line of scrimmage, as you see there, Tell split out H-back right side. First down and 10. Kennedy goes in motion again. And the handoff going to go. Great cut again. Inside the 25, down to the 22-yard line.
That was a good pickup by Tell Arthur. He was at the kind of a fullback, H-back hybrid there off the right tackle's rear end. And Hunter Peck takes an inside charge there. Arthur gets on him. That was a good pickup. Hunter Peck is in the backfield. Forced Smith, who, once again, you're going to punch me in the mouth if I say this one more time. I'm going to say it. The vision is unbelievable. He just sees it.
Are you giving me, like, the green light to punch you in the face? Is that what I'm hearing? Dee Dee, is that what you're hearing?
Well, she'll green light anybody.
Yeah. Second down and 4. Up to the line of scrimmage. Again, tight formation. Montana Tech really have burned a lot of clock on these drives. Play action, looking to throw. Thelen drops it off underneath as going out of bounds is Torgerson.
Yeah, Torgerson. See, Torgerson makes a good play there. Takes the run out of bounds, and Orlandi comes up, puts his hand on him. If you're Torgerson there, it's a questionable play. But you got to flop there. Yep. Flop there. Defense got their hands on you. You're half the distance to the goal. That's the easiest call these side officials make. Is if your foot is across that sideline and you are literally even breathed on, and something forces you to go down, that flag is out.
Another TDS first down here for the Digs, and actually inside the red zone as well. The Digs, their first trip into the Case IH red zone here in the second half. Logan Kennedy in motion. Handoff is going to go to Smith. Smith inside the 10, 5, spins, touchdown, Lander Smith.
Hop on.
Come on.
Hop on. That is just tough.
14-yard touchdown run for Lander Smith. That's his 21st of the year. And Montana Tech goes up 27-14. Watch this.
That is a defensive backbreaker.
He's a monster.
Watch this. This is getting your pads down.
Watch him just truck.
Bang.
Thunk. High.
Bang.
He's a monster. I love that kid. Lander Smith, ladies and gentlemen.
I feel bad for Daxon Graham coming across the field here. He's like, come on, one of you 3 guys, at least slow him down for me.
Tech goes up by 13. Looking to stretch it to 14. 6:52 left to play here in the third. The kick, boy, I thought it got blocked, honestly, and that will sail through.
That's Orlandi in there again.
28-14.
He's ornery. He's ornery. He's a good football player.
28-14 our score. Digs up over the Saints. We have a timeout on the field, so ladies and gentlemen, we'll take one. We're back to Alumni after this. Welcome back. Whoa, there we go. Now welcome back. Buttons and I aren't friends today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the campus of Montana Tech. The Digs up 28-14. A tremendous drive there by Montana Tech. As let's take a look here. 7 plays, 66 yards, 4 minutes, 29 seconds off of the clock. And the Digs grab a 2-score lead once again.
Really good answer there.
There's our camera crew.
After that big play, Carroll College catching Akulschin down the sideline for the long touchdown pass for Montana Tech to come back after a 3-and-out of their first series of this second half. get back to business, engage Lander Smith in their running game, the good play action passing stuff, and just a quality drive that ends in 7 points.
Montana Tech will kick it off here. Diggs up 28-14. Thanks again for joining us here on a Saturday afternoon. My thanks to my incredible crew. We've got 4 guys out with cameras. Poor Cody isn't in the sun. He's in the shade down there. He's got hand warmers all over his body. And the kickoff is away. Low line drive. Fielded at the 2. Honestly, kind of surprised it was fielded. Turned up field across the 20 out to the 23. Thought he was going to let that go by, and then he just kind of snags it.
Jace Thompson, another great kickoff cover, special teams play for this Montana Tech kickoff cover team. Thompson, the 5'10", 190-pound junior out of Fort Benton. So he saw a little action earlier in the season. They got a little banged up out in that alley when Whitcomb was a little banged up. And Thompson got to come in, play some safety, some outside linebacker, and a real playmaker there and showing his guns in the kickoff cover team.
1st and 10 here for the Saints. Ball at their 23-yard line. Prka will take the snap. Play action pass. Complete out on the left-hand side. And a great tackle on the far side of the field. Boy, that looked like that might go for yards up the sideline, and it was just snuffed after a pickup of 4.
Yeah, that's downs.
Right now, Prka is 15-22 for 198 yards. He's thrown, completed 68% of his passes. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 1 sack so far today for Prka.
Now you get Carroll at the tight end to the short side, trips to the wide.
Prka dropping back, certainly looks like screen, and it is. Down near the 30, that's going to be a gain of 3.
Peyton Gonzer, good read. They had a lot of blockers out there. Gonzer just missed them all. Missed all the blockers, got up and got into the feet of the ball catcher and kept him short of the sticks. 3rd and 3, this is a huge down for Carroll's offense.
Carroll College, 4 of 6 on 3rd downs today. They're 45% on the season.
It's just, it's just one of those situations. It's too early in the second half to even consider going for it if you're short here on 4th down. But they need to keep their defense off the field if you're Carroll and advance the sticks here.
3rd down and 3 here for the Saints. Split backs, 3 receivers. Prka has time in the pocket. Prka stands, drops it off underneath. That's going to be 1st down yardage and more, out of bounds at the 40-yard line, as he'll get it off to Lincoln Holmes, and Holmes is going to move the chains.
Carroll's expecting man coverage there. A lot of crossing routes. Akulschin came across, and it looked like Wyatt or Tel Arthur maybe erased him. They collisioned him as he was crossing the field, so it took away Prka's first look on the crossing route, but then he's able to pick up Lincoln Holmes crossing the field. Big 1st down conversion for that Carroll O.
1st and 10 here for the Saints. Ball at their 39-yard line. 1 back, 3 receivers. Prka, hand off to the tailback, and LaFurge will burst across the 40, out to the 42, a gain of 3.
That's Rickman back in the backfield. Tight end,
okay.
Yeah. We never saw much of him after those first couple series in the backfield. I don't know if Rickman was a little beat up. He got a little banged up I think it was a couple games ago when they were at home.
Injured player down from Montana Tech as the trainers will come out, and we have a timeout on the field. 28-14, Montana Tech with the lead over Carroll College. We're here on Digger Vision, made possible by the Montana Army National Guard on a Saturday afternoon. We're back here after this. Welcome back here once again. Sun streaming in as the Digs leading 28-14. 4:38 left to play here in the 3rd. Ball game has gone pretty darn fast with how much the ball has been on the ground and the high completion percentage out of both quarterbacks.
There's been some big penalties, but there hasn't been a ton of penalties.
No. Yeah.
Both teams staying on the ground, a lot of completed passes, keep the clock moving. Big 2nd and 7 here for this Carroll offense. We'll see what Tech does. I would expect pass here, and I'd expect some kind of a pressure or a game up front out of this defensive front of Montana Tech. Maybe a twist of some sort, maybe slip a linebacker, either Wyatt or I can't tell if it's Beller or Tel Arthur in there with him. But, yeah, we'll see if they don't bring a little pressure.
2nd and 7 here for the Saints. Man goes in motion. Akulschin Dropping back, Prka wants to throw. Across the middle, has his man, drag route again. He's across midfield, 45, and out of bounds at the Tech 43-yard line as he gets it off to Lincoln Holmes again. Holmes, that's his 5th catch.
Talk about the many coaches, or not the many, but the 3 former coaches. One consistency with Carroll College passing is crossing routes. Shallow crossing routes, drag routes, and it's come with every staff, and they're patient enough. If they get the time, they will find it and move the sticks.
First down and 10, Carroll College. Ball at the Montana Tech 43-yard line. 4 minutes left to play in the third. Prka out of the shotgun. Play action, looking to throw. Stands up, going to air it up downfield. Has a man, Akulschin, all alone on the left sideline. And he'll get shoved out of bounds at the 14-yard line.
Yeah, he got Angel Sanchez turned around down there, I think. I don't know if he ran kind of a double move, maybe a post corner, but he got Angel Sanchez on his heels because he's their number 1 target. If he gets that open, there's something that happened in that secondary. Either somebody slipped and fell or somebody blew an assignment. I don't think Angel Sanchez has ever blown an assignment. I think he just got crossed up.
So 1st and 10 here for the Saints. One back, he'll get the carry. Right side, not much there. It's going to be a gain of 2, maybe 3 for the Saints.
One consistency from that first drive. Carroll threw mostly on that first touchdown drive to open the game, but Tech has done a great job on the rushing attack of this Carroll offense today. Now, they've been stung a little bit with the air ball, but the running game, Tech has been all over. They've basically been in a 4-man front, not bringing a lot of pressure. But, these guys down with their knuckles in the ground have been playing a really good football game today.
Carroll has rushed for 31 yards today total. 3 receivers, 1 back. Prka out of the shotgun. Play action, wants to throw. Prka stands, delivers into the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, there's a little contact in the end zone, but both players had their hands kind of in each other's stomachs or chests. And that time it was just Ochoa one-on-one with Wickham, and Wickham's in great position there. He just ain't going to let Carson Ochoa cross the football field. And Prka tried to throw it to his back shoulder. Ochoa wasn't ready for it.
That's the first target for Ochoa in a while, it feels like.
They've done a nice job on him. Ochoa in the past has hurt this defense here at Montana Tech. His last couple years there at tight end, I think he's a phenomenal tight end, but Tech's done a nice job on him here today.
3rd down and 7 here for the Saints. Ball at the Montana Tech 12. Prka, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Prka dropping back, has time. Through the middle, almost picked. That's going to be knocked incomplete. 4th down here for Carroll College.
Yeah, they're going crossing routes again. You could see it there. Akulschin managed to cross the field there. Prka just didn't have time to wait for him to pop open just outside the hash mark. But, yeah, and bulk of those plays, they're finding Akulschin and collisioning him crossing the field, but they're not picking up a lot of times Lincoln Holmes, and they're not picking up Garrett Stone.
4th down and 7 here for the Saints. The offense stays on the field. Place getting loud.
This will probably end in a timeout. They're getting late in the play clock here. I'd be surprised if Carroll doesn't call a timeout. Maybe a hard count here.
Shot clock down, or rather the play clock down to 2. Prka takes the snap at 0. Prka airs it up left side. No one home. No one home, and that's going to be turnover on downs.
That was good coverage. Tech brought a lot of pressure that time. Left their men in man-to-man coverage, and they just Carroll did a nice job picking up the pressure. Actually, there Tech brought a bundle. They picked them up, but Prka got a little uncomfortable, and I think he threw that ball maybe a quarter second, half second earlier than he probably should have.
So a turnover on downs will go to Montana Tech. They'll take over with 2:29 left to play here in the 3rd quarter.
Usually I'd come here, at this point in the game, and I'd think, God, what a great time to do a little play action pass and maybe take a look at Wyatt Alexander or somebody vertically down the field. I don't think you do that here. 12-yard line. Your running game has been pretty solid here today. I think you stick with Landers Smith here with a lead back out of the backfield.
Split backs here for Montana Tech. Levi Torgerson in motion. He'll stop off tackle left. Handoff is going to go to the big man. Smith across the 15. He's out to the 18.
They're doing just a nice job. That offensive front, how about the game? Regardless of how this thing ends, they've really answered the call after 4 weeks. of blowouts to pick up and get into a game speed defense like Carroll College. They've really answered the bell. I couldn't be more impressed with these guys. Probably the pep talk I gave them last night.
I would assume.
Or the extra chicken breast.
Second down and 3 here for the Digs. They've run 42 offensive plays for 297 yards. Carroll has also run 42 offensive plays for 291 yards. Second and 4. Handoff going to go to Landers. Landers finds a lane. Smith has daylight, spins at the 30, dives out to the 34. Landers Smith is going to go for 15.
If he's up for adoption, I'm taking him. He's awesome.
Take a look at this bad boy on replay here as Landers Smith does everything but go forward. As he gets to the line of scrimmage, bounces to his left. Great block there. Spins, keeps his balance, trucks a guy, and then dives for 4 more yards. Wow. What do you think his stats are on Madden?
I don't know. He's just one backwards jump over a defender away from looking exactly like Saquon Barkley to me.
Blitz coming. Handoff to Landers. He's going to stretch it off tackle right, and he'll get out to the 38-yard line. Carroll brought the blitz off the other corner. It's going to be a gain of 4 on first down. Landers Smith up to 137 yards on the ground right now.
That was a good play in pursuit. Defensive front guy, Garrett Warden, staying on that. That Landers Smith bounced that thing out. That was a play side inside zone that he bounced to the perimeter. And then he looked for a cutback opportunity. Well, it just takes a second, slows you down a little bit, but at least Warden stayed true to his down the line of scrimmage pursuit, able to get hands on Smith before he cuts it back and maybe off to the races.
Second down and 6. Levi Torgerson in motion. Handoff is going to go inside. Landers Smith spins ahead near first down yardage. Going to be about a yard shy. Third and 1.
So much of what they're doing now. We've seen Carroll get a little inside presence and backfield presence. Forcing Smith occasionally to change direction in the backfield. But by and large, Tech's on the line of scrimmage. Smith's getting the ball, and he's able to sit there and kind of pick and choose his hole. And that's a credit to those guys erasing everybody in that 4 or 5 man surface.
15 minutes left in regulation. Montana Tech leading 28-14. Digger football here on Digger Vision, made possible by the Montana Army National Guard, the ROTC that is available here at Montana Tech. We'll talk about that more. We'll get into the fourth quarter and more after this. "15 minutes on the clock as we enter the fourth quarter. Montana Tech leading 28-14. The Digs have run 45 offensive plays for 321 yards. Carroll College 42 offensive plays for 291. And Tech will be looking at third down and 1 here. And Landers Smith has run for 142 yards.
Yeah, it's amazing. Some of his biggest days have been against what are regarded some of the better defenses in this conference. Another great day.
Give me a second here. I'm going to see. He has 27 carries currently, and I'm going to see the last time he had anywhere close to that, carry-wise. As we mentioned earlier, honestly, most of, if not all, the starters haven't seen the fourth quarter or even the third quarter for the most parts here for the last month. Landers, as we take a look here. So he had 34 carries against Georgetown, 30 at Carroll the first time. And right now he is currently, this is the third most carries he has had in a game this year at 27 carries for 144 yards. That's a third highest total as far as yardage goes. Third down and 1. Handoff going to go to Renner. Renner barrels up to midfield. Ethan Renner. That's the other thing I love about this coaching staff is you've got a guy like Landers Smith, who on third and 1 is going to get you a yard, but he has to come out, and because of his helmet was ripped off, Ethan Renner rolls in, and you don't miss a step at all.
He saw it quick there, too. Another quick cutback off the left side, and just a little bit different look. Carroll switched up their defensive front. They took Hunter Peck, moved him off the defensive front and put him at inside linebacker. They're just trying to find him to pick and choose a hole to run through, but Tech ran away from it, picked up the first down.
First down and 10. Pitch will go near side. Renner finds a hole. Renner speeds through the 45 down to the 43. Renner continues to chug along, ladies and gentlemen. A gain of 7 for the young man.
Unless you like running the ball and just ground game, it's not real sexy, but it is an absolute running clinic what Montana Tech is doing on the football field here in the second half. Inside, outside, cut back. A little bit of play action to keep the defense honest, but they're getting everything they want through their ground game here in the second half, and it's almost, you almost get a feeling that Carroll cannot do anything to stop it.
Thelen has completed 88% of his passes today. One back, tight formation up front once again. Handoff is going to go to Smith. Smith across the 40, hurdles down to the 35-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 8 and move the chains for Montana Tech. Another TDS first down.
Yeah, just a heady play by Smith. He stretched it out, found a cutback lane, got it turned up. And, he's worn enough of those guys out, just head-to-head, helmet-to-helmet, pad-to-pad combat that you can just sense they're starting to go low, so airborne he goes.
1st and 10, Montana Tech. The ball at the 35-yard line at Carroll College. Here comes that O front up to the line. They have been fantastic today.
I don't know if this has been consistent or if this is new, but Tell Arthur in the backfield is doing a great job.
In motion, Kennedy. Handoff again to Smith. He'll bounce left. He's down to the 30, 29-yard line. He'll gain 6. A flag from the back judge.
Yeah, that came pretty quick. I don't know what this is going to be.
Could it be a face mask maybe? I mean, I'm trying to think what a back judge would throw here.
Yeah, he can see a hold. Good for
Northern
them.
beat Rocky. Let's take a look here on our replay if we can see anything.
Personal foul, face mask, number 7.
So face mask.
Defense. Told you before, it's half the distance goal, fins the run, automatic.
So that will get walked off. I was just trying to go through what a back judge would throw a flag for, and it feels like in that scenario a pretty thin list. Montana Tech pounding away on the ground. They've rushed for 176 yards as a team. Lander Smith has 150 of those yards.
It's kind of funny. I mentioned Tell Arthur going into that last snap at fullback or H-back leading up, and so I isolated on him there. And he met the line of scrimmage, and he just ran through, and Smith got right on his rear end. Well, Arthur was 8 yards downfield, so Smith wasn't going to be far behind him.
1st down and 10 here for the Digs. Ball at the 15-yard line on the Carroll side. We're inside the Case IH red zone. Lander's going to get it again. He has a gap inside the 10 down to the 7-yard line. Boy, we haven't seen a dedicated run game like this in a while, and it's a thing of beauty right now.
That's what I mean.
Look at this. Look at the hole he finds up here. Look at the gap right there.
Yeah, Carroll College knows what's coming. Kennedy's just looking for someone to hit. But, yeah, I mean, it's just an absolute clinic in rushing football.
Again, our thanks to Jason and crew as our Case Construction instant replay has been spot on again today. 2nd down and 2 at the 12. One back, one receiver, wide lefts, and here's Logan Kennedy in motion again. Boy, they have lived in this tight formation up front. Smith straight ahead. He gets hit at the line of scrimmage. This time he's not going to go any further.
Yeah, that was Peck. I mean, he's a good defender. He's going to pick his moments, and he's going to make plays. He's as good as anybody in the country in that defensive front. And that just speaks to the great job that Montana Tech's offensive front, tackle to tackle, has done on that interior defensive front from Carroll College today.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 1.
Now we get
3rd and 2, actually.
You get Tierney running onto the field along with Chase Meyer. So they're going to be heavy in that offensive front. Heavier.
3rd down. It says 2, but it really looks like 1. Kennedy in motion, split backs. Smith will get the carry. Pushes straight ahead. He's down inside the 5, it looks like. Very near the goal line, and he's going to be stopped just shy at the 1-yard line.
Perfect scenario for Montana Tech. You pick up the 1st down, you get down close to the goal line, which ensures you're going to eat up another minute of that clock. And, yeah, I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but there's nothing in this drive that tells me Carroll College is going to keep Montana Tech out of the offense in out of the end zone here in 4 snaps.
Agreed. 1st and goal from the 2.
just going to be more bodies there. You just want to hit it a little quicker. I know that maybe, I don't know, that takes you out of your comfort zone as an offense, but you know, the guy in the backfield wearing number 36 understands urgency better than anybody in this conference.
Pierce in motion this time, handoff to Smith. Smith straight ahead. Touchdown number 3 on the day for Landers Smith.
Do I have him at 4?
I think it is 4, isn't it? So we're at 22 rushing touchdowns for the day?
For the season, 22. I think that's his 4th today. I think we have 1 touchdown pass to Wyatt Alexander.
Alexander has 1.
I think Smith has the other 4.
Landers has 4, so that puts him at 22 on the year. It's been a good day in the record books for Montana Tech as Blake Thelen has tied the touchdown record. He threw his 29th earlier today. Tied a guy that you're very familiar with. Kicking unit in for the PAT. A little low, able to dig it out. Kick is up. The kick is good. 35-14. Montana Tech up over Carroll College here in the 4th. 10 minutes remaining in this football game. We have a timeout, so with it, we'll take one. We're back here to Alumni after this.
Bo's down there getting them fired up as well. Attaboy, Bo.
Coach Hampson and his sons firing up the crowd here on the sideline. Montana Tech up 35-14. Landers Smith, 4 rushing touchdowns on the day. And again, he has 22 this season. He's sitting in 2nd place all time.
The good thing is they know where they're winning the game. Look at these old front guys down here. Brandon Spencer, led by the ball snapper, the center, does so much in that offense, not just snapping the ball and laying a hat on somebody. He stays on his feet. He gets to the sideline. He gets upfield. He's just big, sexy, and athletic. I mean, he's a 300-plus pounder, and he's a goer. I got to talk to those guys for quite a while last night, and they are having themselves a day.
So the kicking unit is in here for the Digs, up 35-14 over Carroll College. Montana Tech has won the last 2. And both of those, well, obviously big games. The one at the end of the year last year during the regular season, and then the first game of the year down at Nelson Stadium on the new turf. 10 minutes remaining here in this ball game. Carroll College. This one is booted away, low line drive, bobbled at the 25, picked up, out to the 30. Ball's out. Ball comes out. Montana Tech, of course, says they have it. The officials waiting to signal, and the Digs do. The Digs clear the pile with that football, and coming out with that ball for Montana Tech. That is a huge play. I believe Vasquez has it. Let's see here. It looks like Trey Vasquez, and that's the case. Vasquez will get the fumble.
Now, just when I said, you know, in a previous series, they came out, I'd like to see him maybe go up top, but stick with Landers Smith. Now this is a time to break that record with Blake Thelen. This is the shot. The 29-yard line going in after a turnover. I think it's play action, and I think you're taking a shot to Alexander, Torgerson, somebody crossing the goal line here. I think it's worth a shot. Up 35-14. This is a spot for a big play.
Well, and we have another possible record here as right now, Landers Smith is tied for 2nd place with 4 touchdowns in a game in Montana Tech history. Nolan Saraceni had 5 in 2016. 1st and 10, Montana Tech. Logan Kennedy in motion. And fake, looking for the deep ball. Caught. Touchdown, Montana Tech. Logan Kennedy hauls it in, and Blake Thelen has the school record.
That is the play.
30 touchdowns this season for Blake Thelen, and Montana Tech goes up 41-14.
That's Pierce, I think. That's Derek Pierce. What a great play.
Take a look at the replay here.
They're tight. What a great play. Good catch. Execution.
Yeah, it is Pierce. Pierce grabs it, hauls it in. Touchdown, Montana Tech.
And you do it out of the same set you've been running, right? That's why there's an action, and that's why there's a play action. So you can sting a defense like that, and perfectly timed, perfect opportunity to run it. And congratulations to Blake Thelen.
Kicking unit, the PAT is money. 42-14. Montana Tech all over Carroll College here in the Mining City. The final game of the regular season. And we have a timeout on the field. Kids, we'll take one. 9:48 left to play here in the football game. The Digs up 42-14. We'll take a break. We're back right after this. 42-14 our score. Montana Tech up over Carroll College. With 9:48 left to play, Blake Thelen now has the school record for most touchdown passes in a season at 30. That was a long-standing record. That stood for 27 years.
Yeah, it was a long-standing record, but again, just not many opportunities to throw the ball for him. I mean, they just a literal rushing clinic here in the second half. But what great timing for that call. And after not throwing many balls here in the second half, Thelen did not miss. Just a perfect in stride, well executed catch by Pierce. He has to stretch out, fingertip that ball. But the key thing there is he stayed on his feet and trucked it into the end zone.
So back up here, Montana Tech will kick it off. And the Digs getting ready to boot this one. A lot of time left in this football game.
And you got to hand it to Carroll College at running that gauntlet at the end of the season. They go down to a tough College of Idaho and get the win to start it, right? Then the next week they go down 17-0 against Southern Oregon, come back and win that game. They shut Southern Oregon out after those 17 points. Then they went down and gave Western all they could handle last weekend. But they're just, like I said, they're wearing out. And you asked about last week's game, what you hope for. You hope they knock the crap out of each other, and I think they did, right?
Yeah. So the Saints will let that one go through the back of the end zone, and Carroll College's offense will come out and get rolling here.
Congratulations to the Northern Lights getting that first win of the year over Rocky, 19-13. Yeah, the team, we talked about them last week. It was a struggle. In my opinion, you're trying to beat Montana Tech on the road, maybe a team in the Frontier that's playing the best football right now, and that's a tough task. But Northern did execute. They moved the ball and they stuck to what they do, and it was in a losing effort. It was pretty impressive.
Prka's completed 67% of his passes, dropping back. Pocket holds nicely. That one goes through the hands of his intended target, incomplete.
Yeah, that's Lincoln Holmes.
Whitcomb out there in coverage. Boy, you brought it up a lot. The idea of how banged up this offensive front is for Carroll. They have really given Prka plenty of time to throw the football.
10 yards from the previous spot.
And a couple times Montana Tech, or in the first half, Tech was getting home with pressure, but here in the second half, Carroll's done a nice job with some of these pressures Montana Tech's given them. They did have the long touchdown strike to Chris Akulschin there. But other than that, Tech's just defended the pass better here in the second half.
First down and 20 after a holding penalty. One back, Prka in the pocket, drops it off to his tailback across the 15 out to the 18-yard line.
Good open field tackle that time by Angel Sanchez out there. One-on-one. Wrap up and tackle. So good in the support from cornerback, both Sanchez and Jaden Downs.
Carroll has run 42 offensive plays for 291 yards. Prka drops back, has time again, leaves it out. Pass is complete and wrapped up at the 24-yard line.
There's another guy that's had a really good day here today. The interception was one thing out of Peyton Gonzer, but he's covered well, he's tackled well. Just done a great job of safety play for this Tech defensive secondary. And that isn't just because I like his number either.
Third down and 11. Trips receivers right, one of the lefts. Prka, blitz coming. Prka stands, he's in trouble. Prka's going to get sacked. Whitcomb gets home. And that's going to bring up fourth down here for the Saints at Carroll College.
Good job. That Tech brought pressure. Carroll picked it up really nice. They couldn't find anybody. Tech's real solid in man-to-man coverage across the board, waiting for crossing routes that never popped open. Prka waited, and finally Whitcomb got home.
So the punting unit will come in here for the Saints. Montana Tech leading 42-14. It's a pretty good sun here, the final weekend of Frontier Conference play. And the punt is away. Loose spiral, fielded at the 43-yard line. Levi Torgerson trying to get to the other sideline. Gets away from one defender and then trips up. Goes down to the 44. So Levi Torgerson.
You know, other than a couple bumps and bruises, the guys walking off the field, Tech's remained what appears to be really injury-free here today, too. I think everybody we've seen helped off the field or walked off the field has been back in action. The only one that I'm not so sure I saw was Anthony Oakes. But, yeah, I mean, to get through this end of the conference season game, relatively uninjured, but more importantly, overall, really healthy, is going to be huge going into the playoffs.
7:46 left to play here in this ball game. Montana Tech leading 42-14. As the Digs have run 54 offensive plays for 392 yards. One back, heavy formation up front. They've stayed in that heavy front throughout the game. Renner across midfield to the 48. That's a gain of 7. Renner is averaging over 7 yards a carry here today.
Yeah, that's only 18 yards below his average last week.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted him for Offensive Player of the Week so bad.
Pick and Ordigger last week. Yeah, just a tremendous job. Not just Renner, but Vetter in their support roles here in the backfield for Lander Smith. I mean, he's just a guy that's going to be tough to keep off the field. He's just, he doesn't seem to tire. He seems to get stronger as the game goes on. And, you know, he's just got that ability to wear defenses out.
2nd and 3. Renner will get the carry again. Bounces left and head over T-Kettles out to the 45. That's first down yardage and a gain of 5.
Yeah, just you look at that clock at 6:50. Every first down, you can just erase 2 more minutes off that clock.
Some bodies changing out here for the Digs.
Yeah, it looks like Luke Belau. My little officiating buddy.
Speak of good kids, redshirt sophomore out of Glacier. He's one of the guys that whenever we need to turn the gym around from like commencement or anything like that, Belau has helped us like twice, and it's awful work. And he with a smile. 1st and 10 out of the shotgun. Hand off to Renner again. Renner at the 40. Head down. 35. Still on his feet. 30. Down to the 24-yard line. A great run by Renner as he will get nearly 20.
It's got to feel so good for Ethan.
Yeah.
You know, the injuries are, you know, in his first couple of years here at Montana Tech. To be healthy, to be behind a great back, to be able to run some relief duty, and to get a lot of this duty at the end of these games is just, it's got to feel so good to be running on healthy legs.
1st and 10, Montana Tech. 5:35 left to play here in the ball game. Again, today's action brought to us by the Montana Army National Guard. Got a great presence here, and of course the ROTC is new here at Montana Tech. It is available at Carroll College, has had it for quite a while as well. Fake the handoff, and out across the 20 down to the 19-yard line for Montana Tech.
Yeah, Cade Wyatt in there, getting some snaps again.
So
he's a different level quarterback. Now, so he reminds me of Jensen. He dials up contact. He will go blast anybody. That's what Jensen was like.
Okay. 2nd down and 3.
He used to punish people. He was a big WWE guy, you know.
Well, I mean, yeah, I can see that. The fact that he still doesn't wear a shirt, I mean, that kind of gives that away. 2nd down and 3. Wyatt out of the shotgun, split backs. Carroll puts 5 on the defensive front. And a handoff is going to go left. A gain of 1.
Looked like Vetter might have ran in the game there. I thought I saw a 2-0.
Wondering.
I should have been paying attention.
If I was guessing, I'm guessing that's who it was.
It was.
Okay. Take a look here, and that is the case. So Vetter mounts his lefts. 3rd down and 1 here for Montana Tech. They'll let the clock roll here for a little while. The Digs up 42-14. So as this goes into the win column, the Eastern-Western game is obviously important as far as the Frontier Conference Championship. Western in the lead there. If Western wins that ball game, Western wins the Frontier Conference. Montana Tech will remain in the top 8. The Digs will pound it ahead, and they're going to get a first down inside the Case IH red zone at the 14. So, again, for Tech, so if they win this football game, they'll stay in the top 8. That means they will get a first-round bye. So they will not have a game at home next week, but they will likely, and it's very, very likely, that they'll host a game in 2 weeks' time, which would be Thanksgiving Saturday.
Perfect.
Western would host as well. And you'd have to assume that if they both win, there will be a game in Dillon in a little while. First down and 10 here, Montana Tech. Split backs, whistles aplenty.
Is that an automatic host, or is that a bid process? Do you know?
You have to bid. The bid process is there.
Delay of game.
So delay a game against the Digs.
Offense, 5-yard penalty. First down.
Yeah, so it is a bidding situation.
Fighting chance. Cole Worley, Butte High product, running into the football game to get a few snaps here at the end here of this Carroll season ender.
Let's go, Cole. First and 15 here for the Digs. 2:48 left to play here in this ball game. As awaiting the snap. Wyatt's going to keep it. He'll get stood up at the 20. Did he drop a knee? Coach.
Oh. Travis?
Yep. Oh. Coaching staff coming in, saying hi. Huge win for these ore diggers. Yeah, so if you're marking your calendar, trying to figure out what's going to be next for Montana Tech, I think you can all but guarantee we will have a football game here in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to trickle down to the 2-minute timeout.
So with that, we'll take a break as well. Montana Tech leading 42-14. Game day here on a Saturday, brought to us by the Montana Army National Guard. Thanks for joining us on a Saturday. We're back right after this. Back here once again on a Saturday afternoon, or Digger football on Digger Vision, a service of the Montana Army National Guard. And speaking of the Montana Army National Guard, significant kudos to Major Diggins. Major Kevin Diggins came in here, and you're the one who brought it up. He said, we asked him point blank, what is it going to take for Montana Tech to win this game in the second half? And what did he say?
3 more scores.
How many scores have they had in the second half, Heskey?
Yeah, they get. Don't let these guys. Well, I don't know if he said 3 or at least 3, but if they get the extra one here, so be it. But yeah, that's a great call by Major Diggins. Such a quality dude, and apparently a great prognosticator.
Second and 15. In at quarterback, Cade Wyatt. Looks like Renner in the backfield with him. Diggins, as he mentioned, graduated in 06. His mom, one of my absolute favorite people in the world, would call me on every opening game from then until she passed away. She'd call and be like, happy football day. Yes. And I loved Kay. Out of bounds, third down, and about 10 here for the Digs. So with the out of bounds, the clock does stop. $1:53 left to play.
And you'll see 2 downs here, probably 2 running downs. Quarterback may keep it. But, yeah, I don't think Tech's going to mess around trying to kick a field goal here if they don't pick it up on third and what's just a little more than 10 yards. But, yeah, you just figure you have 2 downs to maybe go get it. And if you don't get it, so be it.
So the Digs up to the line of scrimmage, third down and 10. Split backs. Handoff going to go right inside the 15 down to the 13.
Nice cut there in the backfield by Vetter.
So I would have to imagine we'll see a little change of personnel here.
And I don't think they'll throw it here. I just think the quarterback will be in play in the running portion of whatever they try to execute here on fourth down. But Yeah, I mean, it's just a play. If you get the first down, so be it. If you turn it over on downs, I think it's pretty fitting that the defense finishes the game on the field anyway.
Yeah.
The game of football they played today was outstanding, especially defending the run against Carroll College.
Like I say, the amount of time taken off the clock there with the offense staying on the field is the issue. So Carroll will shut it down. Turnover on downs will go to the Saints with 1 minute exactly remaining here in this football game.
A guy who played a good football game here today, Hunter Peck, the stalwart defensive end for Carroll College. Certainly didn't quit there till the last play, but yeah, just not enough. This is a Montana Tech team that is playing really good football right now. They're healthy. And they're just a machine. They can beat you in the air. They can beat you in the play action. They can beat you running the football zone, little counter power. They're just playing good up front. They're just getting great tight end and H-back play. And then top it off, they got a running back there that just refuses to be tackled.
That running back you're chatting about has run for 170 today. First down and 10. Carroll College trips receivers right, one of the lefts. Montana Tech will bring pressure from 4. Prka stands in the pocket. Prka airs it up right side. Pass caught at the 29 and hauled down at the 31. That's going to be a pickup of 16. Carroll College in their 2-minute offense here. Prka out of the shotgun again. 2 receivers on each side of the formation. Tech will rush 4. Aired up downfield. That's complete to the 49-yard line as hauling in that catch is going to be Lincoln Holmes.
Seeing some youth in the secondary that time. Galbraith playing a little cornerback, getting up, making the tackle. Just body after body. Got Lowry down here at right corner.
Prka, quick snap. And that one through the hands of his receiver, incomplete. Rare incompletion on either side. I mean, Prka's completed 68% of his passes. And on the other side, Blake Thelen has completed 88.2% of his passes.
I thought, yeah, I mentioned at halftime, Prka might have to take off running here a little more in the second half. But they protected him well in the second half. He really never had cause to do that. He just didn't have the football a lot. Montana Tech and that running attack, just 8 clock yards and points.
Tech showing blitz. Prka out of the shotgun. Pressure from an additional. Prka stands. He's going to air it up deep left side. Had a man through his hands, incomplete.
Can't stop officiating if you're here either. I mean, it's easy late in the game, but Tech brought a little pressure from somebody out of the secondary that time. Literally got tackled in the backfield. Otherwise, he makes the sack. I can't get a number out there, but I think it was Kovic that came in from the wide side. He gets tackled in the backfield right in front of the official. He eats the flag, but, you know, players are going to play for 60 minutes. Let's officiate for 60 minutes.
3rd down and 10 here for the Saints. Ball at their 49-yard line. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Tech has 4 on the defensive fronts. Out of the shotgun, Prka stands. Pocket collapses, and that one's going to be overthrown, incomplete.
Yeah, Lowry showing off that 6-pack. Good coverage, man-to-man. Tech brought the house that time. Carroll picked it up decently. They gave Prka time to pick up somebody in one-on-one, just missed the throw.
One play due to his helmet coming off.
4th and 10 here for the Saints. 27 seconds left to play.
And I'd expect Tech to maybe bring a little pressure here as well. Maybe not 6-man pressure, maybe 5. And stay in zone or a single high safety man under look.
4th down and 10 here for Carroll College. Up to the line they come. 2 receivers right, 1 of the lefts. 1 back at home here for Prka. 4th down and 10 for Carroll College. Tech showing pressure. Here come they'll bring 6. Prka steps up in the pocket. He escapes on his feet. He's close to first down yardage.
Depends on the spot. He's going to be close. They're going to mark him short.
Yep, it's going to be short. He's going to be a yard short.
That's what I expected more of the second half to look at. That snap right there, or to look like. That snap right there. Prka getting pressure and having to escape.
The line to gain. It is 1st down, Montana Tech.
Yeah, they're lining up thinking they have the first down. They're short. That was 4th down. Montana Tech will come out, take a knee, and what a great season. These guys, I tell you what, it's just been an absolute pleasure to watch this team throughout the season. And like I said last night, they still feel like I'm looking at an undefeated team. I mean, They've just been so good week in and week out. Of course, that's no disrespect to what Western did down there, but I think that was a day Western could have been taken down. Tech just didn't execute a few times when they really needed to, and then, of course, the missed PAT down at the College of Idaho or the blocked PAT that cost them a win in regulation down there.
Montana Tech will finish 7-2 in conference play and 9-2 overall. They're currently number 8 in the country, and Montana Tech has taken down Carroll College 42-14.
I just look at that victory formation, and you see the deep guy, right? The two up backs right there, you're right next to the quarterback. They're two tough guys. Lander Smith on one side of Blake, and Logan Kennedy on the other. Kind of how fitting.
Yeah.
Just they're two guys that have been there for each other and their quarterback and their team, for years now, and it's just awesome.
Is that Scott Sampson? Kind of looks like him, doesn't it? I like the security trailing him behind him. That's pretty good. 42-14 our final. Montana Tech again will finish 7-2 in conference, 9-2 overall. Carroll College also will go to 6-2 in conference, and 7-3 overall is how the Saints will wrap things up. Again, we don't know for sure. We won't know for sure until tomorrow. But if you're a betting man, plan on having plans in this facility in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I look at. I was just noticing something. Well, when play ended here, they go to the respective handshake lines. Two guys just went out of their way to give just extra special props to their opponent, Lander Smith. Hunter Peck and Braden Orlandi, two guys that just had great years there in that Carroll defense. That's respect. That's two guys saying, dude, you were just too much. You and your offense was just too much for us today. And they went and give him his kudos. That's good stuff. That is just really, really quality sportsmanship. Two guys that play with an edge, right? But when it's all said and done, they understand that they were beaten by a better team here today. And just an absolute animal in that backfield.
42-14 our final. Carroll gets 15 first downs. They ran 51 offensive plays for 338 yards. They were 50% on third down here today. Prka was 24-37 through the air for 301 yards. He threw 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and he was sacked twice here on the day. On the ground, Carroll rushed for 37 total yards on the ground. LaFurge had 15 on 5 carries. Rickman had 4 carries for 15 as well. Prka had 4 carries for a positive 5 yards. Akulschin had 6 catches for 111 yards for Carroll College. He had both touchdowns as well for the Saints of Carroll College. Stone, 4 catches for 66. Holmes, 7 for 61 on the day for the Saints. Again, they run 51 plays, 338 yards of total offense. On the other side, Montana Tech, 29 first downs as they ran 65 offensive plays for 437 yards. And Blake Thelen was 15 of 17. He threw for 196 yards, 2 touchdowns, a new school record, and he had 1 interception as well here today.
What's time of possession stay there? I don't want to interrupt you.
You're all right. Time of possession is off.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the numbers are off as far as time of possession. On the ground, Lander Smith, 33 carries, 170 yards. He rushed for 4 touchdowns. Ethan Renner, 8 carries for 61. Receiving-wise, Wyatt Alexander, 4 catches for 69 and a score. Torgerson had 5 catches for 56. Pierce had 1 catch for 29 and a score as well for the Ore Diggers. So the Digs get the win, 42-14. The Western Eastern score is still there. And that's the only thing that really will matter moving forward here. But Montana Tech is into the playoffs, and it really looks as though, there you go, College of Idaho leading Southern. That could change things quite drastically. But the Digs are into the playoffs. I'm going to say they won't have a game next week. They'll have a bye, and they will host in 2 weeks' time. We'll find out officially tomorrow. Okay?
You know who got to give the pregame talk?
Who?
Coach Green.
Nice.
He got it last night. They let who is it? They let one coach gives a pregame talk throughout the first whatever amount of coaches they have. And then they had the seniors give one the week before, but Coach Green was last night, and that's good stuff. They got a win for the old coach.
42-14, Montana Tech ends the regular season, taking down Carroll College as they beat them twice this year in football. For Ron Haskett, I'm Paul Panisco. For our tremendous crew here tonight, we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Take care.